Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, I was supposed to have done this yesterday, but I got caught out there. I was out there by the time I got back. It would have been too late anyway. And I really wanted to do it yesterday too, but today is cool too uh, because now I have some extra information that I will be presenting shortly in regards to today's topic of Tariq Nasheed and his museum and liquor store. That's what I call it because that's all it can be. It can't really be a museum anyway. But we're gonna get into that. I was on what is it, Pan African Pan Africanism Strikes Back the other day. I was discussing this up there with them, and some things did strike me as pretty odd. Um, Number one, the if that's a place that he actually closed on and bought, number one, why did it take so damn long? Two, how come the tenants didn't move out yet? Well, I have answers to some of those things because, see, I don't sit around waiting for everybody else to get the information. Sometimes I got to look into it on my own. And Tariq Nasheed better hope I don't start looking any further. I'll tell you that. Because he's already got some explaining to do. So I know today is an unusual day for me to do this, even though sometimes I think I did it this past year, a few Sundays, but that was before the NFL started up again. But like I said, this NFL season, for the first time in quite some time, I am really not really excited about it. And this is proof because I'm doing this right now while games are on. It just hasn't been doing it for me. It all started with that Super Bowl last year or earlier this year. That Super Bowl, man, I really didn't like it. The Bengals had that Super Bowl in hand. And when they were about to score again, the refs had to make sure that they couldn't score so that the Rams could score. I said, nah, this is some bullshit. Bullshit. Everybody knows that. That's why I said, man, the hell with this NFL. This shit is some bullshit. It's sad to say, but I mean, don't get me wrong. I suspected it with quite a few games over ever since Tom Brady took over, for that matter. And I'm not saying all his shit, but starting with that what they call the New England snow job. I mean, then you got that Ravens San Francisco one. You know that shit was highly suspicious. And if people didn't get clues from a lot of them, they know that Denver Carolina one. My God, if that didn't show you that the shit was fixed, I don't know what the hell will. I really don't. So that's why I'm not interested. The only game on right now that seems interesting is the Dallas and Cincinnati. I can care less. So if I can finish this before that game is over, maybe I'll watch it, maybe I won't. But if I don't, I will. But that was money. That's gambling with the thing. So anyway, let's get to the main point. And we're talking about Tariq Nasheed in this museum. Let me say this before I start screen sharing. And when I say I got something that's going to prove something, see, I don't just come with the hype. It's not just to keep you tuned in. It's going to be something finite. And once you see it, you're going to say to yourself, well, hold up. If he just bought this place, then how is this supposed to be happening? I'm going to give you a hint. It's happening right now, right as we speak. You're going to find that out in a second. So, this Tariq Nasheed, this man has conned the people. This is a heavy duty con, but see, when I was on Pan-Africanism Strikes Back, he said that Tariq had pocketed 1.9 million. According to the GoFundMe. They say he pocketed by August 19th one one point almost 1.2 million. And like I said, he probably do some of his own shit in there just to move the price up a little bit and then keep the change. That's probably why he went small. I'm going to hold out and hope that Tariq Nasheed is lying about this purchase or playing games about this purchase. Because if he is not lying, he says that they got it. I find it highly disrespectful for this being streamed during highly anticipated Cowboys game. Yeah, man, Cowboys have been boring too. The Bengals, I tell you, man, when you start seeing teams like Detroit, Cincinnati, Cleveland, what's another team? I can't think of them now, but you know those teams that just can't seem to ever get over the hump. Now you start wondering if it's all planned. I know with Detroit, a lot of those games have been fixed. Every time when they had Caldwell and they were like about to get over into that next step, the NFL always found a way to cheat them. Always. And then I was looking into who owns the Lions because there's got to be some reason. Then you see that's the Ford family, and the Ford family wrote that book about the international Jew. And of course, anybody who knows anything, they know that most of the teams are owned by Jews. So that's the reason why they're keeping them back. But, what did I do? Okay, so now with this thing, I hope the man is bullshit. That's what I hope. Because if not, he put on a hell of a con, number one. And this place is not a museum. Let's just make that more than clear. And matter of fact, here this is. Let me put this up. Because I guess I might as well start the screen sharing after a while, because that's what's going to be taking place. Tyron, he said he wanted to throw some stuff up too, but let me do this. Here we go. While I talk about this thing. So this is what I put up. Quick mock-up of his museum. FBA leader's $1 million score. Because that's what it is. It's Tariq Nasheed's big score. Museum and liquor. Because it's in the hood. And we know it's not going to be a goddamn museum because the damn thing is too damn small. And you see, you got too many glass windows. Obviously, you can't store. I didn't even see any storage spot, which is what you're going to need in a museum. Number one, you're going to need to be able to store things. And it's a far cry from what he advertised. This is nothing more than a business investment if he bought it. And that's a big if. And believe me, I'm not also thinking that some people he might not be working. He might be working in tandem with people too. I am not thinking that that's not the case either. But just look at this. You can't tell me that this wasn't a big con job. Because, matter of fact, let me show this one first. I don't know, this is some website I got this off of. But as you can see, the man paid to get this computer mock-up of the Hidden History Museum, which means you got to keep in mind, before he even went to the level of this, That means he had to have been thinking about it longer, much longer than before he got this computer mock-up. And part of the reason he did that is because Umar Johnson, when Lennon Honor used to talk about Umar Johnson, and a guy came on having a computer mock-up of what the school could look like, a lot of people liked it. So Tariq Nasheed, I wouldn't doubt if he even got that same guy to do this mock-up. And this looks impressive. I mean, it ain't the most sophisticated looking museum, but you can see all the doors looking like it. Okay, it's a big deal if it happens in the hood. One, two, three, if not four floors. Mr. Nasheed said this is what he said now. He said he was buying the plot to build this. That's what he said. He didn't say he was buying a building like Umar. He said he was buying the plot to build this. And he didn't deliver. Instead, he delivers a liquor store. And either his fellow coon agents are saying, go ahead, yeah, he did it. Oh, congratulations, you got it. Man, you did it. You said you were going to do it, Tariq. You did it. One thing I know about Tariq Nasheed, when he says he's going to do something, he's going to do it. He said he was going to do this. He didn't say nothing about this. He didn't solicit money from you for this. Because if he had, number one, you would have said, that's not a museum. Two, that's not worth up to $7 million that he was asking for. Because that's what he asked for. Keep that in mind. Now, after this shit, he better not ask for no more. See, this, he had a plan. Keep that in mind. He had a plan to see how much money he can get off of suckers from the get-go. And if he couldn't get any more out of it, he's going to make a profit off of it. So they said that this was 600,000, and it says here, it says the property is no longer advertised on loot.net. They don't necessarily say that it's not no longer for sale. It's just not advertised on this site anymore. But we got it now anyway. They say this is advertised, created on April 21st. And last updated March 9th, 2022. And they say land assessment 635, improvements investment, improvements assessment 200,000, total assessment is around $839. According to Brandon, he said this was 600,000. But that was just for the land assessment. So it could be more than that. But whatever the case is, this is not a museum. This is a liquor store. And you see some of these other properties that don't even really look like something I would spend that kind of money. 5.7 million for this. Damn. Shit, you probably better off trying to buy some land and then build something from the ground up. Shit. But you got this. Again, I gotta remind you, it's a far cry from this. A very far cry. Not even if it were 2 stories, I would say he could do something with it, maybe. But instead, he changed the plan. And he says, we're going to have a master teacher's exhibit, I guess, throughout the whole thing, because you can't have a whole bunch of exhibits on the same thing. Let me go on this one. This one has a better look. So he has about twice as much, if not more, land in the back lot. I don't know what the hell that's for. And you know his cheap ass ain't about to expand. Now that's something he could do, but I can guarantee you that's something he's not going to do. Not going to expand that. And like I was telling Brandon, if they really wanted to break that away, they could if they really wanted to from the other part. Look at that. Look at this graffiti, just like Grand Theft Auto 5, man. I mean, look at that parking lot. There ain't no goddamn tourist attraction. See, this is a fallback situation to say he got something, and then when the shit falls apart, they'll turn it into some fucking liquor store. What else can it be? Liquor store or what it is now, which is a church and a real estate company sharing the business. That's not a museum. He conned you. And let me show you the Indiegogo, which I read before when I did this before. May change. But as you can see, he sold you a dream. He sold you a grand project that was enough to make you say, it will cost millions. And the fact that he just came out of his ass with this, which of course he didn't. He had this in the works for quite some time. Because the concept to the point of saying, you know what, can I really pull this con game off from the people or not? To paying somebody for the mock-up. Let's see if this should play. Yeah, it will. Greetings. Matter of fact, I think I had okay, now I'll play it on this. So this is what he showed. See, he can't come back and say the white man didn't do it for me. He had the plot of land plotted out. He said it was knocked down. I got to clean it up. Then we start the construction. That's what he said. And this was supposed to have been the construction. And a lot of black people got excited because they saw it. They said, oh man, Tariq has come a long way. Now, like I said, if he would have built this, I would have said, okay, hey, there ain't nothing I can say. Even if he would have built that for selfish reasons, or the main purpose is putting his museum movie theater in to make money to show his bullshit movies, I would have said, hey, it's still pushing double duty, and he still came with what he claimed that he was going to come with. Then I say, okay, that's fine. But he didn't do that. He didn't come anywhere near this. Instead, the white man didn't let him get the land. It's either one or two things. Either he knew he didn't want to do this, it got too costly, he didn't make enough residual money out of it, or maybe he had to put up more money in order to get the land, or let's suppose, which I know he's lying, but let's suppose he showed construction people and architects the idea, because I'm sure they charge a minimum amount of money to build up, come up with some blueprints, because you know they're not getting to work on no Tariq Nasheed con. You got to show that money, especially on the architect. Now, the construction company might give you a really rough estimate based on their expertise, but an architect, they're not giving you shit unless you get that money together. And I don't know how much it costs, but I imagine even for a spot like this, they're not getting to work for no less than 100,000, especially in Los Angeles. So get out of here with that. And you know a cheap ass guy like him ain't trying to pay nobody a minimum of 100,000 strictly for the plans. because the name of his game is to get paid, not to pay. So all that alone, let's say construction company, blueprints, because architecture is more than just the aesthetics. It's how the building works, how it interacts, the materials that have to be used, because you could use expensive materials or cheaper ones if you want to be cheap about it. And you all buildings need HVACs. They need bathrooms, plumbing, sewage. Of course, electric bills cost money, especially for exhibits running that shit all day. And as far as I know, this isn't exactly the most alluring tourist attraction, touristy part in Los Angeles. And I'm sure definitely not where he has his little liquor store at now. So the money he was asking for, the 7 million, I could say he would have had to use the first 2 million just to get people to start moving. Because it's going to cost some money to clear that spot away. And if the owners of the plot, they probably would have said, we can clear it away. Call one of their buddies and say, hey man, we got, can you clear this spot up? We'll charge this black bastard $175,000 to do it. And of course, I get my half, of course, right? And he'll pay the full price. But of course, it's Tariq Nasheed, so that means everybody else pays the price. Then it would have been clear. Then he would have owned the land, but then he would have had a lot more money he would have to come out of his pocket with. Then he have to go hit the suckers up again. This is what he advertised. Like I said, when I pointed this out before, this is some bullshit, quickly put together, Romanized busts. Hidden History Museum. This is fraud. It's fraud, people. He only made $1.2 million. All this is fraud. He sold you a dream. And of course, with the Indians and stuff, he doesn't even get into that shit anymore. And I'm going to touch on that in a minute, too. But this is what he sold you. Excuse me. He didn't sell you a liquor store. He had the mock-up, even though that wasn't the fanciest design, that was still a design that can get by, And I think since it was fraud, that's probably why whoever he got to do it, that's why they didn't go all out in a serious design where the design would have been so unique that you would have to say to yourself, you know what? I think this guy has to be serious. When you see a new skyscraper going up, you might see the plans on it. Sometimes they don't even go up at all, but they pay people to put the design together. And those people aren't going to just do it just, for a small fee. They're going to do it for big business in anticipation of the larger project. And if they don't get the larger project, they're at least getting paid for their time, because it takes a while to even do a mock-up. So, see, he had it all set up with the floors, the upstairs, screening room, lobby, souvenir shop, wall of founders, remember that? Wall of founders, wall of donors. I mean, where the hell are you going to put a wall of founders and donors on this one? I don't know where that wall is going to be at. But this is what he had. Let me play this video real quick.
Family, this is Tariq Nasheed. I am your community servant. Right now, I am in.
Should have known not to trust the man with that whack ass hairdo and bullshit suit. How come he didn't go buy a Versace suit? That's what he should have bought. This whack ass suit. Crazy ass hair. It's fake hairline. This is when he started growing that shit in and painting that shit in. Now he wants you to think the shit is real, but that's another story.
South Los Angeles on the world famous Crenshaw Boulevard.
So you said it was coming to the world famous Crenshaw Boulevard, but it's not.
And with your help, we want to build the first ever hidden history museum right here in the Leimert Park area of Los Angeles, which is the cultural epicenter of Black Los Angeles. Right.
And people say where the current spot or supposed spot, that's in a Mexican hood. But see, he sold you, the black people, on this shit and didn't even deliver this.
Right here on Crenshaw Boulevard, right here, there's an empty lot for sale, and it's in the perfect location for our Hidden History Museum.
The perfect location.
We want to acquire this lot so that we can build your community museum. There's museums that touch on Black history, but they don't get too deep into it.
I gotta say, with a facility like this, I don't think this is going to get too deep into it. But this is what he wants you to believe.
This will be the first grassroots owned and controlled Black history museum in the world. In our
See how that's pimping for you. My man said in the world.
Museum, we want to touch on a lot of things that are not touched on in other museums. There's such vast history of Black people here in Los Angeles that we're going to touch on.
Man, that place he got so damn small, he can't even fit the history of Black people in Los Angeles in that shit.
Alone. For example, Pio Pico, who was the once governor of California. There's a street, Pico Boulevard, named after him. He had Black ancestry. Francisco Reyes, who was the first mayor of Los Angeles, he had Black ancestry. The grandmother of Los Angeles, Biddy Mason, who was a former...
Oh, you know what? I just realized something. So she, you know what? Let me go here instead. Oh yeah, that's where you're all supposed to get it. But anyway, you see all that. So he overpromised and underdelivered. Pretty soon, let me get to one of my revealing situations in regards to this. First, let me play this video.
Nice outside. We're gonna have some stuff going on outside.
I can't believe this man actually try to act happy, saying we finally got this. I guess he's hoping that his sucker donors say, "Oh yeah, I forgot about that 3-story mock-up movie theater, souvenir shop, donor section, and the section for every conceivable Blackness in the heart of Black Los Angeles." And you see where it's at.
Museum spot that we just purchased out here in Los Angeles. Beautiful space, man. Beautiful, beautiful.
Con man.
Museum space.
And like I pointed out on Brandon's show, if he bought it, how come these two businesses are operational? The realtor and the church. They would have moved their shit out of there already.
I'm gonna put a lot of good stuff in here.
Because he said he bought it. He didn't say he's looking to buy it. Because if they didn't move that, I know if it's my shit, I close on the shit. I got the keys. I'm looking at shit like this. I'm like, shit, this shit right here, this is about to be used in the museum. That's what I'm thinking. I'm selling this motherfucker. That's what I'm thinking. I'm calculating how much all this shit is going to get me. Because they ain't getting it back.
Some of the stuff that you see is not going to be in here, but we just got the place, man. We officially own this building here in Los Angeles.
He says he officially owns it. But of course he has to say we, because we means I got to hit you up for some more money in the future.
Los Angeles on Jefferson. Man, great space. Nice outside. We're going to have some stuff going on outside.
So that's what a con man does. Great space. But he knows damn well that's not a great space. That's why he switched up and started saying, you know, we got to have a an exhibit, rotating exhibits. See, because the original so-called vision, he could have put everything he was thinking about putting in the place without having to rotate the shit out every month or so. He has no place to even store shit to rotate out. You have to build a pods storage in the back.
Side here in the back. So we got some stuff in the back, and we're gonna have some outdoor. So we got some stuff in the nice outside. We're gonna have some stuff going on outside here in the back.
And of course, this lady's smiling. Now, if he bought the shit, can you explain why she's needed? Why is she here? It's his shit now, right? What's she doing here? But she's smiling because she's like, this is Khan. He paid me. Fuck it. But watch what I show you after this.
So we got some stuff in the back, and we're gonna have some outdoor events and all that stuff happening. So this is gonna be real fly. So y'all stay tuned. All right, so we are at the museum.
Outdoor events.
Just purchased out here in Los Angeles.
Sound like some Umar Johnson type shit. See, at least what Umar Johnson got, he got something. Now, let me just show you this shit right here. And this ain't my official Twitter, but I had to sign up to see some more. But I had an official Twitter, and then they just kept bullshitting, so I let it go. So I guess I got one again, even though it doesn't have any anyway. He says, this is what Tethers will say about his Hidden History Museum. See, he spends so much time on these jokes, but never on results. Why are there just 2 restrooms? That's a legit question. That's why he's asking them. Is this museum secretly funded by the Illuminati? Odd question. Why is the plumber Hispanic? Well, that would be a good question too. Why isn't there more LGBT representation? Well, Tariq Nasheed is there. Why is there no 3rd floor? Shit, motherfucker, why is there no 2nd floor? Motherfucker skipped all the way to the 3rd floor, making you think you forgot about the 2nd floor. Shit. Motherfucker sick. Shit, why isn't there no room to store the exhibits? Shit. Why no section about the history of Afro Beach? Why is there only one wheelchair ramp? Shit, why is the wheelchair ramp taking up most of the room? Come on. Where's the movie theater? People can't ask that. That's what you promised. Why is there no food? That's what you promised. Why is there no parking lot? You tell us. And what was the other thing? I forgot something else I was about to show. But anyway, oh, I know what it was. So now I'm about to give you the big reveal. Oh, I know what I want to look up his website real quick and see if he updated that shit. Hold up a second. You had the nerve to put up. Oh my God, I can't believe. I'm glad I clicked on this. He had the nerve to update it with this bullshit. This is fraud. I might have to complain to GoFundMe as fraud because this is fraud. I'm sorry. I urge everybody to go complain to GoFundMe because this is goddamn fraud. That's not what the man promised. Now, I remember when I was telling him, hey, the shit better be in Los Angeles because he kept on thinking about someplace else. So now he put it in Los Angeles. But again, I'd accept even if he put the shit someplace else in Los Angeles, but delivered at least half of what he promised as far as the building was concerned. But of course, he didn't do that. All right, so let's see. This Hidden History Museum. Let's see if that shit is still up. And then I'm going to show you the big reveal. still up there. Obviously, this is not his museum. Uh, Still talking about donate. See, he always does this every time he's scamming people out of money. He puts quick mock-up websites for keychain Karens and whatever else. See, he doesn't tell you nothing about all the information is on the GoFundMe, because that's where he really wants you to be at so you can give up that money. So anyway, let me do this. I figure, the simplest way to investigate the legitimacy of this man's con game, and it sparked my interest in it because he was dumb enough to give the people a walkthrough. And again, I hope he's lying. I hope he's just saying, okay, this is my diversionary property that I said because I didn't want Negroes trying to mess me up. I hope that's the case, but again, why would he commit to it? And update it on his GoFundMe. So it must be the place that he's representing as his. So while Brandon was showing his video last night, I couldn't help but notice that the tenants are still have their supplies for doing business in there. So I said, that doesn't work that way. When you have an apartment that you're looking at, sometimes you can look at it while somebody's there, but by the time you have it and it's time for you to move in, their stuff has to be out of there. No trace of them. So this was the tenant that was there, the church. So what I did, first I checked their social media, and some of them the links were broken. I think they probably, whoever did this website, probably just used those placeholders because it comes with the template. So it wasn't up there. So I said, let me see who I can contact. So these were the only two people that I immediately found. I wrote this lady. It's hard to tell what the hell kind of lady this is. Mexican, white, mixture. Whatever the case was, I wrote her. She didn't write me back. And she's the co-lead pastor. And this guy, Lamont Hartman, is the lead pastor of this church. And in case people forget, the church is this side of the building where the curtain divides the two. I'm sure a lot of us have been in places like that where businesses are split down the middle. So anyway, so I wrote the man. He responded. The lady didn't. I'm glad he responded because he's the top man. So that means what he says is what it is. So let me just show you the email. Right here. And you can see his emails in my thing here. I wrote, and you can see the date. Saturday, September 7th at 12:42 p.m. I believe that was, yeah. And so that's yesterday. Very quickly, to the point, I say, are you guys still holding services on West Jefferson? I was thinking about checking you guys out. As you can see, Lamont Hartman writes back at approximately 1 hour later. Hi there. Yes, we are still meeting at, remember, I didn't give the address. He did. At 2131 West Jefferson Street at 1 p.m. Would love to see you there. Have we met before? Can you remind me of your name? Kindly, Lamont. And of course, I'm not trying to get into any chit chat. So I respond back and I just say, okay, great. I will try to make it. And of course, I said, my name is Mario, of course. Just throwing something out there. I didn't want to use my name because he might look into it. Then he says, sounds good. See, that's why I didn't want a long, drawn out answer because, these church people, they're gonna talk you into this, that, the other, and I'm nowhere near California, so I didn't want to get my man's hopes up too high. You know what I mean? But the bottom line is, today, right now, they're holding services at the FBA Hidden History Museum. Church services are going on right now. Now, Brandon is around the way. Maybe he might want to slide over there, or anybody else for that matter who's around the way. Slide over there and start recording. So, okay, let's say this. Does the man take it over next month? But if he took it over, let's say if he takes it over next month, how come this church, how come they didn't start telling people, oh, well, we're going to be moving here next month? Or how come they didn't find a place yet? So they're going to still be renting it out for Mr. Tariq Nasheed? Is that what's going on? Or did this man just simply not purchase the place? I'm going to look into that during the next week. I'm going to start checking with the city and see what the deal is. There's one thing I know, you can check with the city and see who owns what. We're going to find out if there's some sneaky shenanigans going on, or we're going to find out if this motherfucker just rented out the back part only. Brandon suggested that he was leasing, but even if he were leasing, what did he lease? Because there could be no museum in this spot. It's too small. And some people might say he might add another story on, like Tariq got money like that. He's not adding a story on. That place is not even designed. Look at the walls, the wall structure. That's not designed to add another shit on unless they like totally added new steel support from the middle and to all around. That's the only way he can add an addition onto that shit. And you know he ain't doing that shit. Man's full of shit. And so I think preliminarily speaking, it's pretty clear that Tariq Nasheed did not purchase this shit. He didn't purchase this shit. According to the church members, because they're still holding church there. Why would they be holding services for a place that they don't anticipate staying in? You don't want to lose your parishioners by having them thinking that they're going to keep going here. Now, a lot of people, as you know, people could open up churches any goddamn where because it's, all about that money. Once you get enough people to keep on donating. And, the usual hook is we want a church all of our own. Give us money. Then they build the mega church, and then the mega church makes mega money. So I think the case has been proven on this. I want to see if I can let some people on. If they want to get on. But as you can see, Mr. Nasheed is full of shit. I don't speak, moron. Check you later. Oh, shit, you might have to check your mother and see if you can communicate with her. I think you two might be able to understand each other then. So don't check me later, check your mother. Okay. Let's see. You'll find anything to hate on and you're not doing nothing but criticizing. Stop hating on the next black man. Well, Badia Wallace, you call it hating. I call it observing and investigating and just checking things out. And you can't trust some stranger. So you got to check things out and see what's going on. And I did a little checking, and you call it hate, but yet the church said that they're holding services right now in another man's building. Explain that to me. Explain that. Now, the people who want to say something, step up. And don't think that you're going to come up here talking some shit in the chat room either. It ain't going to get checked on it. You must be new here. Yeah, Tariq in the chat, yeah, he got his people in there, but the truth is in the pictures too. Now, Badia Wallace says, "Who are you exactly?" Girl, you knew who the fuck I was when you clicked on the goddamn video. So stop the bullshit. Tether babble. Well, I'm not a tether. Unlike Mr. Nasheed, Mr. Sanders, I am 100% Black American. No chaser. And no white mother-in-law either. Yeah, get on the panel. Goddamn haters. But I don't care. I expect that because you guys, everybody that supports Tariq Nasheed, they're vying for peace to lick his penis. So they want any part of him they can get. Tariq doesn't respect his own people. Yep. We are, and your rebuttal is trash. This channel is absolutely trash. Well, since you're here, I guess that makes you trash as well. So I welcome my fellow trash. Thank you. Yeah. I'm quick with it too. So stop that bullshit. You can't come up here with that with me. Get the fuck out of here. Tariq, let's see. FBA culture is funding and building this. Now you do something constructive to build something tangible for your people. What do you, and quit being a gay ass tether. I'm not a tether and I'm not gay. And I don't know what you do with your ass, but don't bring that shit over here. I'll tell you that. I mean, the man promised you a multi-story museum that looked for real. And he gives you a liquor store. I mean, are you for real? And that's acceptable to you. But Umar Johnson, who I don't support, promised a school. He gets a school. It may not be open and operational, may never be open, but at least it is a school that you could say, okay, if he had to work on it, he can work on it. But Tariq can't work on this because it's too small to be a museum. The man has conned you, and apparently you like bending over and getting conned. Marcus Sanders over here selling dreams. Hell yeah. And the main dreams he's selling is you dreaming of coming out your pocket and putting money in his bank account. That's the dream. And he accomplished that dream. He says, these cowards never hop on the panel. That's the thing. They could talk. Now, I'm going to talk back, but I will let them say what they have to say. So don't be scared. Don't come up here talking if you can't do it. The museum looks like Doctor Who's I don't know what that means. That's that British talk. I don't know what that means, but but I get you. I think we're all supposed to ride his coattails. Yep. Got to do something because that museum ain't happening. That museum is a disgrace and shall be seen as such. That's exactly what it is. Got the cash deity. Where you go to the FBA museum grand opening. Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think that everybody watching right now can even fit in the motherfucker. Shit. I mean, damn. And if you went in there, that motherfucker got Dunkin' Donuts for you. Shit. Dunkin' Donuts. Matter of fact, he's so cheap. Motherfucker got catered Dunkin' Donuts coffee and not even full donuts. He got the munchkins only, not the real donuts. Yeah, that's not a museum. That's an art gallery at best. And that's being generous with the art gallery. I'm straight clickbait. Motherfucker, I don't clickbait. I just showed you the email from the man at the church. Do you want to see it again? Matter of fact, let me show it again. And you can compare the guy's name and everything. And you can see that it's not bullshit. As you can see, 2131 West Jefferson Boulevard, Los Angeles, California. This is the property. As you can see, Lamont Hartman. This is his website, Reconcile Church. Lamont at thereconcilechurch.com. Let me go back over here. Lamont Hartman. Lamont at thereconcilechurch.com. I wrote him. Here it is again. Good. I'm glad that blew up even bigger, so now you can see it again. That's him. In case you're still unconvinced, let's see. Look into their website some more. Apparently, this website is not complete, but it is their website. And that's him. Pretty odd how he got the swirling couple, but that's what he put up there. Here it is again. I got to give people a tip, though, when you're trying to advertise a business or organization using a website template. It's better to go through the whole shit and fill it out or get rid of stuff that's part of the template. It just looks better that way. And you got groups. Let's see, events. I guess you can register for a Zoom event. Quick links. Let's see what this is all about. He says you can join their team. But the main thing is to that other guy, Mr. Hartman wrote back. He said, "Hi there. Yes, we are still having meetings at 2131 West Jefferson Street at 1 p.m. today. East Coast time is 5:13 p.m. So right now it's 2:13 p.m. West Coast time. So it's in session right now. But I'm reaching. I'm clickbaiting. How do you explain this? And keep in mind, my first email to the guy, are you guys still holding services on West Jefferson? I didn't get the address because I wanted him to give it to me. And that's what he did. 2131 West Jefferson. He did that because he said, okay, I might have a live one. So maybe he can come over and start giving up some of that money. I mean, that's the main reason why they want you to go to church. They don't want you to praise the Lord. They want you to give up that money. Now, I ain't trying to put the man down, but that's what they do in church. So clickbait my ass. You just hate to admit that your man clickbait you with that hidden history museum. That's what it is. You got to face the facts that that's how it is. That museum liquor store is disrespectful as fuck. That's exactly what it is. It's a goddamn shame. Not only is it disrespectful, but the man ripped you off. He conned you. He conned you out of money. Usain Bolt, a tether could run through that museum in 7 seconds flat. Hell, he might do it faster than that. That's about how long it took Tariq to walk through that shit. These FBA Nagas still think they from Africa. You take donations too. So are you scamming? First y'all say he was scamming. Now he get the museum. Y'all hate. He actually being productive with donations, and you're hating. He ain't being productive. Where's the museum? He promised the museum. How come you didn't get what was promised? Man bought a goddamn liquor store. I mean, come on. That's all it could be. Stop. FBA claims to be foundational to America, but still had African ancestry. Make that make sense. Well, that's FBA for you. A made-up group by this Marcus Sanders, aka Tariq Nasheed. The man is full of shit. He claimed that we were here first. We're Native Americans. Then he started slipping and sliding away from that shit and going back to Africa. I'm about to play another piece from this con man because in one video he said that their homie crew or tribe in Africa sold us to the white man, and he said Africans are responsible for the slave trade, thus trying to let the white man off the hook, his master, and saying that they had some tree of forgetfulness or something, that's some magic tree that's supposed to erase people's memory. I bet all the Tariq Nasheed human condoms on here now probably thinking, yeah, a tree of forgetfulness. Yeah, a tree will make you forget your memory. The right one, because Tariq Nasheed said it, of course. so of course, that explains why we don't remember who we are. But yet he told us we're from Africa, but then he told us, oh, we're from America. Make that make sense. Is another version of pan-africanist movement. FBA is a coon movement by a con man with a white family, white mother-in-law, and a white brother-in-law, because his sister married a white man too. And what Tariq Nasheed calls a white Latino, he calls Latinos white. So that would include his brother-in-law. So Tariq Nasheed and his sister, both of those Negroes, said to hell with black people. I want my future seeds to be white. And that's what the man did. They married white. Because we need to just give this little museum a chance. Yeah, a chance to do what? I guarantee you that shit ain't gonna do nothing. So far, he hasn't shown that he actually bought the shit. But I'm gonna investigate. I'm telling him right now, I'm investigating that. What's up, Tethers? What are you all in here whining about? Let me guess. You're not in your homelands. Well, I can't speak for the Tethers. They gotta speak for themselves. Dream sellers make bank. Apparently, this guy made a whole lot of bank. And right now, he conned black people out of their money to put into his bank account so that he could further support white supremacy. And the white supremacy I'm talking about, not only his small hat masters. See, we get raw over here. We tell it like it is. His Jewish masters, because that's who he's working for. That's why he has to have that TS Giselle on his channel and keep speaking to some goddamn trannies. Because I know, Tariq, I know you're watching, so I'm talking to you, nigga. And I ain't even going to say how you stole all my, well, not all of my material, but a lot of my material concerning this Caribbean, African topic that's been so hot for you. You can't, for the people who don't know, he got that shit for me. Motherfucker. That's why he's just fucking up the whole presentation and story every which way. Stealing from Yvette Carnell, stealing from that pimp. Try to steal from some rappers when you were rapping, but that shit didn't work out. You stole the wrong shit. Fucking nobody want to hear that bullshit you talking. And this mink slide, people damn sure don't want to hear that shit. Motherfucker expect you to believe he's a champion of blackness. Forms what he calls a classical R&B group with a white dude. And calling it mink slide. You know that shit sound like some LGBTQ shit. Mink slide. You can picture Tariq in a gay porn called Mink Slide. Bend it over, Mink Slide. That's shit. Let me find out that motherfucker got the name Mink Slide from some gay porn. Let me find that shit out. Alquanr Joseph. I guess Alquanr must be a tether because his name is Alquanr Joseph. That sounds like it's a Nigerian name. And you got those Nigerian lips too. So I told you come for me, I'm letting you have it. And I just happen to be in the mood today. So you can keep coming all you want to. I don't stop. I can speak for myself. I invested a lot in his projects, and they've all been successful. Oh, they have been. Where's that Haitian apartment complex at? He talked about it when he was trying to advertise the 1804, which flopped, by the way. But he was trying to act like he was helping out the Haitians, who are tethers, by the way. But he didn't present the apartment complex. And of course, he stopped talking about it after his 1804 got released. My man, video quality so bad, you should take notes and get some donations for a new CPU set with all this hating. How funny. Let me show you, talk about CPU set. Show you what the fuck I'm working with. Just for you. Motherfucker calling himself flamboyant fool. Show you just what I'm working with. Put it behind this. This is what I'm working with. Oh, sure. I didn't mean to put the hyper threading on here, but this is a 12 core CPU, Intel, 24 cores, and it's designed to go overclock to 4 gigs. Look at all these hard drives, homeboy. Look at this GPU, 3080. You probably don't even know what the fuck that's all about. And all these hard drives, homeboy, these are all SSDs, except for a couple. NVMe drives, the fastest shit available. So get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. My shit is state of the art. And this CPU is old only because Intel didn't come out with a new replacement model yet, but they should be coming out with one next year. So get the fuck out of here. My shit is state of the art. Now, what's the next excuse now? Oh, yeah. And I got that shit. With no donations from the people, by the way. I didn't have to ask. He wants you to visit his church so you can pay your tithes and offerings even if you're not a member. That's exactly right. That motherfucker is a goddamn criminal. And he works for the white man. And Tyron, he said he has something to present, so you can come up whenever you're ready. Anybody else can come up. And for people just stepping in, they are holding church right in session right now in the building, the so-called museum that Tariq Nasheed supposedly owns. I just had to check that out because I knew something was up with all the equipment still being there. So if he owns the place, why is church happening right now? Oh, another excuse. It's only been a few days. The man said he owns it. And the shit has been ongoing for what? The last month or so? So how come the other tenants said leave? Get out of here with that bullshit. Once you own that shit is yours. He said own, not lease. If he was leasing that shit, then maybe he could wait for the people to move their shit out. But if he owns it, that's his shit now. Successful food, only one gaining something out of this is Tariq. Yep. See, I can't believe how so many men are in love with Tariq Nasheed. Maybe Alquanr, maybe my man is a different type of man, I mean, I don't know what's up with the man, but maybe he's into that world. And he's in love with Tariq Nasheed. Well, Tariq Nasheed to con you out of your money too. But then again, you said you already gave, so you already did it. Now, this is something to do with white Jesus. I knew it. Is the swirling couple wearing you? Yeah, that's exactly what they're wearing. I guess Jesus has blessed that lady. You're some clout chasing weird bitches. Nothing but name calling. Clout chasing weird bitches. why don't somebody come on and explain to me what clout chasing is and explain how I'm clout chasing? But yeah, I guess if I am, I guess it worked today because we're getting the numbers the way they used to be on the old channel. So how am I clout chasing versus conducting an investigation to verify the words of a stranger like Tariq Nasheed? You gave him your money so he could live the life. Matter of fact, since you're up here, I might as well take this opportunity to show you parts about Tariq Nasheed that you people, the making report, you sound hurt. You must be talking about somebody else. FBI get on the panel, defend y'all man. That's right, defend. They know they can't. And I'm not even going to do like Tariq Nasheed. I'm not even going to take control of your plane and land it when I feel like landing it. I'm going to let you keep on flying it. So why don't you get up here and start flying? Or shut up and admit you got con. What's the median income in that area? Because if the area is being gentrified, he could be sitting on a long enough to sell. Yeah, that could be possible too. That could be possible. But either way, he still conned the people. His customers seem to need to defend him. Yeah, I like that. He said customers, because that's exactly what the hell they are. I just looked at the location online. It's only 5 parking spaces available for that location. I mean, does he want his people to take the bus over there? Now, you know damn well if you're a tourist in Los Angeles, you know how people are in new places. Once they see some graffiti on the wall, they're like, oh, shit. I get the fuck out of here. They ain't trying to go there. Tariq is openly fleecing you FBA knockers out of money and they're proud of it. Yep, that's exactly what it is. He said the museum was a scam, which you knew wasn't true. And then when the property was purchased in record time, that wasn't record time. You changed the narrative. I don't know if he can't be talking about me because it is a scam because that's not a museum. You can't hold. Matter of fact, Tyrone, I wish he would come on. He said something about a museum in Atlanta, and he was going to show the inside of that. But he said that was still together, even though it was smaller. This place that he purchased, which is more for a liquor store. Okay, we got Ray S. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on?
Oh man, exposing this con man coon.
Hello?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yes, sir. I just wanted to call in and chime in for 1 second. So I follow Tariq on Twitter, right? And I put up a storefront gallery. In New York how they have all those storefront art galleries
Yep.
all over? And my prediction was correct. I said, this is what he'll have in the end. And that's what he has. He has one of those storefront galleries.
Yep. I heard you on talking about that.
Oh, you remember?
Yep.
Yes. And I said, yeah. I said, this is what he's going to have in the end, and then what he'll do to satisfy everybody's craving or any type of doubt. He'll say, give me more money so I can maybe build another or buy another location. This location could be for this purpose. Maybe not your elite clothing store.
Right.
That's his next move. And another thing I like to say is, what he's going to do is what all the mega rich do on the Upper East Side with all the storefront gallerias and stuff, is they turn them into tax shelters. And that's essentially what he'll do. And I knew he would do that. But hey, I can't knock the hustle, but I knew you would have a show. And hey, good job, my man.
No doubt. And it's definitely a hustle. And people, they'll willingly give again because they say, hey, he came through. But see, from my point of view, he didn't come through because he didn't deliver that mock-up. That's what the hell he had to deliver. Now, I'll say this: if he would have delivered that shit, then goddamn it, I couldn't deny what he did.
Yeah,
I couldn't deny it.
You gotta give credit where credit is due. So when it comes to Tariq, I give him credit for his hustle. That's what I give him credit for. He's a hustler. I can't knock the hustle. I know it's not right, but that's where I'm from. That's a part of my lineage essentially. We make this money and we go and we move forward, right? So I can't knock him. But for the people who donated money, I can't really, have any sympathy because you had to know that was a hustle. That mock-up wasn't going. That mock-up was never going to happen. And then on top of that, the money he asked for, any idiot with any kind of understanding of real estate, especially commercial real estate, especially in LA, you need way more than $1 million to accomplish that goal. You would need at least 30 million minimum. And I'm saying that because you have to have enough money for future expenditures in case anything arises. You get what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Or get the donations going. We got somebody called FBA. Let's see what this is all about. Now they're coming. Now they're coming.
Oh,
Takes.
oh, oh, yeah, yeah. I like to hear this. Oh,
What's going on, FBA?
Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you loud and clear.
How y'all good brothers doing today, man?
I'm well.
All
Yourself?
right.
Yeah, I only put FB up in so that you bring me up for real.
So what's up, man?
I'm getting a lot of feedback. This is my first time doing this.
Yeah, it's just a little tiny bit louder, just a little bit garbled. So back away from the mic just a little bit, maybe.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's better.
All right, I just want to. I'm just trying to get y'all to elaborate on where the finesse is.
You want to take this?
Yeah, you can go.
Okay. The finesse is this. Okay. The man has had a finesse game from the beginning, from his whole Mac lessons and the art of Macking book. Everything in that book you could see in a pimp documentary, like Pimps Up, Holes Down, or American Pimp. Everything he's done is like a carbon copy of stuff you should already know, really. And that goes that, and then to bring up his latest popular product, the Hidden Colors series, which isn't recent, but in terms of his timeline, that hustle was nothing but a carbon copy of all those VHS tapes you would buy off 125th Street. Because everything he had in the documentary, which I was emailed, I refused to pay for it. I said to myself, wow, he just brought everything from 125th Street and put a couple of slick, transitional cues and graphics, and that's it. So everything he does is a hustle. Right now, what you see right now is his, I would say his brick and mortar hustle. He wants something concrete, something he could put his hands on, something he could pass on to his children. You can't pass on DVD rights forever, you know? Because people, just like someone emailed them to me, somebody could email everything he's made to anyone across the globe. So right now, his hustle is to get you to pay for something that's tangible and lasting. You get it?
And on top of that, it's to keep you coming back to pay more again.
Okay.
It has been working.
Let me piggyback that with this whole more documentary thing. What he did to you guys was take that money you sent for the museum to film the Moore documentary. I don't know if it's a documentary or a short film, but he used that money to pay for that. And then he asked you guys to reimburse him for the money you already gave him that he spent on that movie. It's like a never-ending cycle of the collection plate. And again, if he ever hears this, I can't knock your hustle. But I am going to comment, hey, he's a public figure. He's putting himself out there for this critique. You get it? So do you get the hustle?
All right, so let me first start by saying I in no way, shape, or form am a Tariq fanatic. See what I'm saying? I know there's a lot of people on social media, YouTube, Twitter, whatever it may be, that are super fanatics of Tariq's, those people who donate thousands of dollars, whatever it may be. But like you said, I'm not going to knock the man's hustle. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not going to diminish his contribution to the Black American culture. You feel what I'm saying? I honestly don't see where the finesse is coming with the museum. I mean, I've done a little.
I see the
Uh,
finesse of where it's going because you literally have something FBA Hidden History Museum S of the likes of the Apex Museum in Atlanta, Georgia on Sweet Auburn, like right down the street from Dr. King's birth home. Uh, I can show you images of Dr. King's the place that I'm talking about, which is the Apex Museum within my
can I
own
say something?
images.
I, I feel like it's a lot of. I feel like just like the Mike B said, it's a lot of pocket watchers, right? So look, so even if the building costs, let's say, $700,000, right? Let's say the
You know,
building
all
costs
that thought, all that thought for 1 second. Now, can you, for the audience's sake, can you please define what a pocket watcher is?
Thank you.
a pocket watcher. Everybody knows what a pocket watcher is. I mean,
No,
at the
I
end of the
don't.
day,
I really
okay,
don't.
okay.
But for the layman, please explain.
FBA.
Yeah, what was that? Somebody
Yeah.
dropped out. I didn't hear what he said.
I said
I used.
for the layman, for people who
Yeah.
don't know,
Yeah.
please define the term.
So a pocket watcher is somebody who is sitting up there counting somebody's money. You see this man raised $1 million, so now you want to know where this money is going to. That's a pocket
Okay.
watcher.
Okay. Pause.
Okay,
Pause right there. Pause right there. Now you just said we saw this man raise this money, right?
Yeah.
So that means the pocket is exposed, right?
He's a public figure.
I'm saying,
Let me tag team. Can I say this?
So just like, let's say I know what your profession is, right? Say you are a scientist, right? So I know that you make $120,000 a year, $150,000 a year. I'm not about to question where your money is going. You understand what I'm saying?
But this man is telling us where the money is supposed to be going.
And that scientist
Exactly.
is not hold on. Can I say this? That man, that scientist, that example, he's not a public figure. Like they have a website called Transparent California where they post all of the public or the city employees' salaries. Why do they do that? It's because they are public they're civil servants. Their tax
y'all seeing
dollars
this, right?
monitored.
Yep.
Hold on. Oh,
Now this is the Apex Museum of something where Tariq Nasheed is supposed to be building, or the type of building he's supposed to acquire. This is actually bigger than what the venue Tariq Nasheed has bought.
Looks like that yard is bigger than the venue that Tariq Nasheed.
Everybody's laughing, but nobody's thinking about the demographics of where he's
No, we
buying
taking him serious, and this is the interior.
You're not
This is
understanding how much
the
real estate is
exterior.
worth in that area, though.
Can I finish my thought? Here we go. So he's a public figure, just like that civil servant is a public employee. He is a public figure, and the Black community is the only community where they say, "Hey, give your money to people and don't expect anything, don't look for anything." Why is that?
Y'all see this shit, right?
Yeah, we're watching.
It's because we've always been preyed on by snake oil cities, and I can tell a lot.
So my thing is, look. So my thing is, why talk about it? Why not just take in the information, let the people donate that's gonna donate, and just stay out of it? That's my point.
Yeah,
That's what I.
Okay. You know why?
We can still critique.
Okay, we can still critique, but another
But
thing
it
is,
seems like a lot is projecting a lot of hate.
Can I respond? Here we go. So why do that? Is because someone who is earnest and forthcoming could show up in the future with a good plan, and then he'll spoil that opportunity for that person. And that is the same argument he gave for Tommy Sotomayor when he didn't follow through on his Fatherless America documentary.
So let me ask you a quick
it
question.
for the next person, just like Obama ruined it for the next Black American president in the future.
Obama's not Black American. We understand that.
I know that, but I'm saying it's the same concept. He took a job or he made promises he couldn't keep, and now the next person won't.
So, brother, let me ask you this question, brother. Let me ask you this question. So, are you sitting up here saying that Tariq Nasheed hasn't contributed anything already, hasn't shown tangibles, hasn't giving anything to Black Americans? Is that what you're saying?
I can say that. I can say that, and I want you to tell me what it is.
Okay, I mean,
what it is.
This is how they got their artifacts and shit set up.
Hold on 1 second. I want
hold on.
Tell me, what did Tariq Nasheed contribute to society?
I mean, we
Man.
see the Hidden Colors films in general. We see
No,
the
no, 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 no,
contribution.
no. That's a private venture. That's a private venture.
That venture, and I can't really
That's
knock
a
that.
private venture that gives information. Is what I'm saying. That information
Okay. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna let you have
is
that one.
needed.
Tell me something else. Tell me something else. Tell me
I
something
want
else.
I want to play the devil's advocate on that one. Can I chime in one for one second?
All right.
Here we go. He gave us knowledge, right? Knowledge you should have got on your own, for one. For two, is knowledge without any context and direction, which led people like Eric Shepard to walk on the flag. I think it was at
My man dropped off.
He dropped off.
Yep.
Okay, but I would
Dropped
like
off, or maybe it got too hot. Maybe that could have been the case.
either way is he's giving people knowledge without any direction. He's pure entertainment. He's like a Hotep Arsenio Hall. You know what I'm saying? That's what he is essentially. And like when I saw his, like I said, someone emailed all of them to me, and I get what he's doing, and it's kind of like informative for kids. But these kids are getting information, and they're not in a academic setting to really like flesh out the information. So it just turns into chaotic thought, if that makes any sense. Like I don't know if you know this guy named Eric Shepard, but Eric Shepard was a college student maybe like 10, 12 years ago when Tariq first came out with the series. And I truly believe, based on his behavior, he watched Hidden Colors and got radicalized. And I don't want to sound, this way like a coon or anything, but he seems like he got radicalized by his tapes and just went overboard because he probably didn't have a father figure and finally got a taste of the knowledge and just went berserk. And Tariq even stepped in and paid for his bail. So Tariq knows this information.
Tariq is a coon agent. I'm declaring that.
You declaring it?
Yep. And we got Tanisha Hood. She says, "How's all this improving your life?" You mean exposing another coon agent? It's improving our lives greatly because now we know who to trust and who not to trust. But if you want to continue to give your money and possibly your ass to the guy, I mean, that's on you.
God bless you, sister. Do what you got to do. So for me, how this has improved my life. It's a Sunday afternoon. I woke up from a nap. I'm just sharing my thoughts. I didn't know this was going to happen today. So I'm not looking to improve my life by just shedding light on Tariq because I don't hate the man. Hey, like I told you before, he's a guilty pleasure. But at the same time, it is funny to me. I mean, it's like something out of a Boondocks cartoon. That's what it is, really. It's like I predicted he would get an art gallery storefront. And that's what he did, And for the guy who dropped off, he was going to go into the whole spiel of you don't know how much it costs in that area and everything. Hey, I know California. And for what he wanted to do, he couldn't do it with that amount of money. And he knew it, but he led you guys on.
Because his goal was to get that money, get that profit.
Get that profit. And that building is not like $1 million. Like, I don't know. I think you guys said it's like close to $2 million.
They said it was a little over 600,000.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That building is not that much. So if he doesn't take the remainder of that money and like add
that building, that's not a strong construction. That's like cheap construction. I can see that because I used to work construction.
Yeah, and on top of that, that's really meant for like a clothing store, like something like somebody starting out in LA. Somebody starting like a
liquor store.
Yeah, that's a liquor store, really, because it has 2 doors to enter. It has an entry and an exit door. Yeah, there we go. That's why I used to like it. You're funny. That's what it is. It's really for a liquor store. It's built for that. It's built for like cheap commercial goods, and that's it. It's not meant for a museum or any type of real event. What are you gonna do to really keep people donating? Is put a big screen in that backyard and do air his films back there, a whole little block party.
That would be as cheap as hell.
That's what he's gonna do.
He can't criticize Umar Johnson again if he's gonna do some shit like that.
Now Umar's another story. Umar.
Hey Tyron, you're muted. Did you Did you see the email?
What email?
Okay, I guess not. Let me show you the email again for people just coming in.
Yeah, what?
We got all the Tariq Nasheed crew, and I'm sure Tariq Nasheed himself
You know he's listening. You know he is.
You know it.
He keeps his ear to the ground, or he has like a cadre of like.
He's a troll. But,
yeah.
But Tyron, here it is. I wrote the guy at the church that's at the building that Tariq Nasheed claims to purchased, and I just asked him, "Are you guys having services still on West Jefferson?" So he writes me back. He says, "Yeah, we're still meeting on 2131 West Jefferson at 1 p.m. today. We'd love to see you there. We'd love to see you there."
What, it was like a church?
Yeah, one was a church and one half was realtors.
that's why the speakers were in the front,
right?
In the entrance.
That's the church side.
You're funny, oh god.
So, given the fact that they're in church right now at that location, can you explain to me how this man owns this building?
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
I mean,
you know what he's gonna do? He's gonna put the artifacts up on Sunday. You know?
Now, Tariq Nasheed, human condoms, you got some explaining to do. How does the man own it when people are doing business there right now, as we speak? How long does church usually last?
4 or 5 hours.
If it's a black church, the whole day.
Well, they're there right now. I started at 1 West Coast time. It's almost 6 o'clock now. So, shit. I mean, come on now. Now is Tariq charging these people now? Since he says he owns the place now?
No, he's not. He ain't even buy the building.
He ain't buy that shit. My man's full of shit.
Oh, you think he didn't buy
He pocketed most of that money and put it towards his other ventures like Mink Slide. He putting together a fucking hip hop history documentary and fucking Maroon documentary.
Or maybe I'll give him another one. Maybe he went half on it with one of the current owners so they can get some money in their pocket.
Yeah.
And he ain't opened up no museum. That shit is too damn small. Too small.
It is. And what I just showed you on the screen from the Apex Museum, it should be something similar to what I just showed you as an example.
He ain't even making it 1/100th as the size of that or as interesting.
And that place that I just showed you, it has like a theater room where I told you the other night that it has a boxcar seat. It's modeled after like a train boxcar that you would see outside on in a city, you know, a trolley like thing where people could sit there and watch a projector screen of bootleg DVDs with Cicely Tyson narrating about the history of Sweet Auburn in Atlanta.
See, somebody else talking about
pocket watching niggas.
And this museum was created by a filmmaker himself that got was fortunate to have Cicely Tyson voice a narration thing in his movie. So Tariq Nasheed has no type of excuse.
Tyron, what do you think about these people who keep talking about pocket watching?
Pocket watches. Oh, we supposed to fucking hold these people accountable. Like when you have an organization that want to collect funds to build something, you have to have a treasury, right?
Yep. And he should for a museum, especially if people are donating, because people gotta.
Yeah, and especially if you got a political organization such as FBA, is supposed to have a treasury that monitors the money to keep from people from pocketing the money and spending it on other ventures instead of what they're supposed to do. Same with Umar Johnson. And I don't know why Brandon making excuses for Umar Johnson when Umar Johnson was supposed to have been had that fucking school.
You know what? That's a good point you just made. People need to pocket watch so that people won't pocket the money.
Exactly.
Good one, Alquanr. Good one.
And Brandon himself is a scammer too, because he ain't doing shit in Africa but trying to sell you on a pipe dream. I'm like, where's his orange orchard and his kung fu studio in Africa? He keep claiming he got all this shit in Africa, but I don't see that shit on his damn social media. He usually watching Tariq Nasheed's pockets and Umar's pockets, but not showing anybody anything tangible on his part.
But
Chris
can I
Connor says
chime?
look like a burger shack on the outside.
That does what it looks like too. They
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
lot of those in California, but I
She
feel
might as well
like
do that shit. Yeah.
Look, Alquanr, I'm having technical difficulties. I'll be right back on soon. I need to charge my phone. It's about
All right.
1%.
All right. Thanks for showing that museum, though.
and
Oh, I got more.
All right. All right. We'll be back. You hear that, Tariq? He got more.
but I would like to add some like context to the whole pocket watching definition. That is an old slang that they use on the West Coast, and they use that slang to get over on you. You know, you'll have someone who says, "Hey, I paid to come see this person perform. Where's the promoter? You know, and then they'll say, stop pocket watching. But where's the person I paid to come see perform? You get it? It's a sleight of the hand. That's all it is. It's not about watching someone's pocket. I really don't care what that man has in his pocket.
Usually, when people say pocket watching, that usually means they're up to some funny business. Really, truth be told.
Pretty much. That's all it is. And I like to stress this because Tariq is listening, and one of his investigators. I cannot knock the man's hustle, but from one hustler to the next, don't do it in front of my face. Like it's like he's, and I didn't donate, so I had no dog in the fight. But for my other black people who continuously support him financially, it hurts my feelings to know like you're preying on people's ignorance. That's not right,
Right.
because they are looking for direction. Because a lot of these people most likely were born in the 90s or early 2000s. They're either in their late 20s, mid 30s, or maybe some of them are teenagers. They don't know anything, and he's a very charismatic person. You can't lie. The guy is funny. Like the whole Gucci Bear cartoon.
Yeah, the man can be funny. He's
The
entertaining.
He's hilarious. It's childish. It's idiotic, but it is hilarious.
He's laughing people out of their money.
Pretty much, he's a comedian with a collection plate.
Yep,
That's all he is. And on that note, I'm gonna let you go. Thank you for having me up, sir.
No doubt.
You're always, on point with information. And take care.
All right, thanks for coming up. Now let's see who else is ready to come up. We got my man Joseph. Aman, he says, "Look at this filing you got. How are you empowering?" I'm empowering the people to be on the lookout for con men, hustlers, and coon agents. And for people who are new to the coon agent term, that means if you're an agent from the white man going against your own people, you're a coon by default. So that's why you're a coon agent. And that's what Tariq Nasheed is. How do we know this? Number one, he keeps hitting you up for money. Two, he has to keep playing up on the agendas of his bosses, the white man. One of the agendas is the tranny agenda. And I'm about to play some audio. Yeah, it's about the liquor store con. Plus, we might as well throw some other shit in that caught my attention. Every time he does his Twitter spaces, this coon, we're talking about Marcus Sanders, also known as Tariq Allah Nasheed. Despite the name, he's not a Muslim, which he admitted that. And Tariq Nasheed also is a thief, content thief, because the man has been repeating stories I've been telling for years about Jamaicans, Caribbeans, and their motives and their true motives of living among Black Americans and trying to trick us. But he transferred it to and emphasized it on the Africans because he did not want to offend the Caribbeans like that. So he wanted to pick on the Africans who were not on the same mission as the Caribbeans. And the main Caribbean I'm talking about are the Jamaicans. See, he only started getting on them when it came to the hip hop thing. But I'm telling you, I've been telling people for years what these Jamaicans are up to and how they work for the British government. And Marcus Garvey was an agent of the British. I've been telling people this. But this guy flips. And I like to keep showing emphasis and reminding people that this guy claims to be a champion fighting against white supremacy, but the man has married into white supremacy. His sister has married into white supremacy. How is it that a brother and sister who's supposed to be so pro-black want white mates? They want to marry into white people. White supremacy. They teach us, that's what the Jamaicans do. They want to tell you, oh, the white man, white supremacy. You got to hate them. But in the meantime, they want what you got and are making you the one who's getting hated on. They're playing you. That's what Tariq Nasheed is doing. Playing you. He's playing you with his name. That's the usual jailhouse name. Tariq Allah Nasheed, aka Marcus Sanders. See, Marcus Sanders doesn't sound cool. It reminds you of Kentucky Fried Chicken. That's why he changed his name. Besides that, some people say that the man might be a dangerous killer and a notorious drug dealer. That's what they say. And note, I'm using my words carefully, Mr. Tariq Allah Nasheed. But he's definitely a coon agent because he's always talking to trannies on his Twitter spaces. Why is there always a resident tranny calling in on his Twitter spaces? That doesn't make any goddamn sense. What would or what should this man have in common with the tranny? Huh? And why does the tranny keep calling in? T.S. Giselle, I think. I wonder if that's the same dude that they set Umar Johnson up with. I'm gonna tell you this to everybody: the shit like that ain't no goddamn coincidence. I'm gonna tell you this because I always been saying, how the hell did Umar Johnson get so fucking famous and remain famous without having any official job, any official title, or any official real history that could be proven of the shit that he's been saying all these years? Nothing. You can't prove none of this shit. Now Umar Johnson gets caught up with a resident tranny. See, you'll never hear me talking to no goddamn tranny. Because if they even sound suspicious, they're out of there. Now, if they smooth enough to trick me, then hey, but once they say it, I'm not going to keep entertaining conversations with them, and I'm damn sure not going to be calling them a goddamn woman. And I'm not going to say, hey, ma'am, anything else you have to say? Now, you notice that's what Tariq says. Hey, ma'am. Okay, dear. And don't think I didn't hear those white trainees calling in on the low either. He didn't emphasize them, but I knew who the fuck they were, and I know he knew. But see, he's a coon agent, and he has to do what he is told, or go get a 9-to-5, or go pay these taxes on all these scams that you've been running. And keep in mind, coon agent, that if they don't need you anymore, they can still get you on the taxes at any time. So that's the thing, you coon agents always got to think, keep that in mind. Unless you got some official waiver from the IRS or something like that, if they don't need you, they can always get you on the taxes. I was watching a show on Al Capone the other day. They got his ass on the taxes, but matter of fact, it wasn't even on Al Capone, it was on Frank Nitti. They grabbed all of Al Capone's paperwork and bookkeeping. That's why they got his ass on taxes and not murder, because they said, God damn it, we can't have the government seeing that paperwork. So they got his paperwork back. Because once that paperwork would have been exposed, everybody that was on the tape was going down. They would have seen how corrupt the society is. You know? Inspector Alquanr is on the job. Yep. And I'm going to get on the job tomorrow. And we're gonna see how far shit goes. We're gonna see if we're gonna see who the Butchie Bear is. What's going on?
Hey Al, you a funny motherfucker, Al.
That was Ray. What's going on, brother?
I can't call it, man.
Hey,
Hey,
man,
check it out.
I had to expose the guy. He's conning people.
Hey, where are you gonna get your artifacts from?
Probably in the backyard. I don't know. Shit.
So wait a minute. White supremacy is gonna allow him to educate Negroes. Hey, shout out Alquanr. What is a museum?
Well, I mean, typically it's supposed to be a overview of what actual artifacts on display of actual historical events.
About to say financial Black Americans.
What'd you say?
I was about to say financial Black Americans.
Well,
is
that place he got can't fit nothing.
But how you gonna open up a museum, bro? Like what you don't what the fuck?
You remember what he said? He said he's gonna have a section for LA hip hop. He said, remember, he even lied and said he had some donor artifacts from the LA hip hop scene ready to go.
Listen, you over there where they at playing games, man. Like you know what's going on. Like, so wait a minute, ain't this being gentrified? And then so how you doing that, bro? Why would you do that? If they trying to remove the Negro from there, listen, man, if they done gave Nipsey Hussle a star, and I'm pretty sure that spot was down the street from where he was at, from where he trying to put this so-called museum at. And see, hey, look, Jay-Z behind all this shit, man. He got something to do with this shit too. Fake ass roster.
But see that shit, I'm telling you, man. You know that storefront ain't no good for a museum. And that neighborhood doesn't even look like the place where the clientele is going for the museum.
That's man. That's a homosexual man. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you, man. He's not into females like that, man. Like he's
definitely not into black
nervous.
women, that's for sure.
That's a fact. This guy
says,
sure, darling. What's that shit you said, Al? Sure, honey. Sure, darling. What the fuck?
This guy Fatal J says, "Where's the proof of this hustle?" Man, the proof is that bullshit store that he just bought. That he says.
Hey, let me no homo. Let me bite this nigga out. Nigga, jump on the panel, motherfucker.
Only what? One was brave enough. He dropped out silently, though. He got slick and just fell off. But see, if you're gonna defend the guy, now's the time, because even when you go on your man's Twitter Spaces and you start saying some shit that either goes against his agenda or he just plain finds boring, he says, "Let me land your plane for you." Motherfucker, nobody asked you to take over the pilot's job. Let people land their own plane.
Hey, he infiltrated the ADOS, man. Listen, I gotta keep explaining this to motherfuckers. The ADOS people was the motherfuckers similar to yourself, Al. You know, they hit a brick wall with the knowledge, and didn't really.
Repeat what you just said.
This a prime cut for these motherfuckers' ass out here too. Shout out my man that be on. I forgot his name and shit.
Louis Luck.
Nah, my man. I forgot dude's name that be up here. Nah, other one. It's another one be up here. I forgot his name.
Truthful Troll.
Truthful Troll. Shout out him. This a prime cut right here, Al.
Yeah, so what'd you say? You said ADOS and knowledge backed up against walls?
ADOS was basically a group of people that didn't know each other from a can of paint, they hit a brick wall when it came to the information and being thirsty for knowledge and the knowledge itself in general. You know,
You said that's what I did too, right?
so to speak, and I want to assume, not saying this was yesterday, 20 years, 30 years ago. You get what I'm saying? But I could just understand where you coming from and why you feel sort of how you feel, right? He's seen with the Yvette chick and the dude Tone talks. But I'm like, wait a minute, if he worked for the state, he police off the rip. And then Yvette is on some lesbian shit. So I'm like, man, that's a little flaw right there. You know, no shade to those people. That's that has a knowledge of self, but
I knew he was
the
going to take that over.
foundational.
I knew he was going to do what he did. Matter of fact, I even said it before he did it.
Hey,
I said
yo,
he was
you
gonna do it.
did, man. Hey, Al, you did that, man. Hey, listen, I told you last time. I'll take the peas off the top of my head to you for that shit. But listen, this shit is like, man, we shook the nation with this shit, man. And you had something to do with that shit. Now he taking credit for this shit. So now it's like, if the wise ones show the flaws in his armor, they going against you now. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. You got this guy called Ray. He says, broke ass always hating. Well, Tariq, how come he's always begging the broke asses for money? And then he puts their jobs down. Oh, you got what did you say? Uber Eats and all that kind of shit. But give me your money so I can eat. Come on.
Hey, listen. Why would a super pro black, quote unquote, Negro want the most palest Negro he could find, or half Negro? You understand that?
Yeah.
Usually those guys go towards more of the, even though they don't have a type per se, but they like the supernatural. This motherfucker, what's his mother-in-law name? Connie?
Yep, Connie, and she was running cons too.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
A man like
That's
that
what
white.
he into.
A man like that white meat.
Hey, listen. He really want a Latino, Al.
That probably ain't even good enough for him. Not white enough.
That's what, or not buff enough.
Matter of
Hey,
fact,
listen, Al. That's that ancient Chinese bussy.
shit. It's not a name I even trust for one. You got somebody said some other smart shit. Oh. Miss Robinson said I won't be surprised if he's part of the LGBTQ plus community. Well, I mean,
Mr. Robinson.
Tariq Nasheed just might be, but if it is, it is what it is.
Man, he don't come off as a no, man. Not my boy Flex.
Flex keep on bringing trainees up there, man. Having conversations with trainees. I don't get that.
Hey, wait, don't talk about women like that.
He says, wait, fatal jig again. Wait until this comes out. Instead of hating, I swear we could never support each other. Damn. So if somebody said, let me get 100,000 so I could buy a house, you say, yeah, man, I need you to get this house. Then they come back with a Ferrari and they're still homeless. So you're going to be happy about that? You're going to say, you're a goddamn idiot. Why'd you buy this car? You can have a house to lay your head at. This man said you were getting a 3-story museum. Then he gives you a goddamn liquor store. Unbelievable. And he better not ask for millions more.
Where the artifacts, man? Where's the art? Who is going to a museum with no intentions on no type of artifacts? So what he gonna go on Craigslist and raffle off some paintings or some shit? You understand that? How you gonna wait a minute, bro. How you gonna open up a museum for a group of people that just been classified? You understand what I'm saying?
Fake ass FBA shit. That's why. See, now you
Oh
see why.
man.
Now you see why he called it the Hidden Museum.
Hidden Colors. I seen that shit back in 2000. What's that? 11 or some shit like that. Yeah, the letter J didn't come out. Shut the fuck. Listen, man.
And that shit was boring as hell. And that buck breaking, that was nothing but a homosexual promotional video.
Listen, look. He wear that suit and that tie too perfect, man. You know what I'm saying? He wear it too perfect.
Akman Joseph, my man, got a lot of shit to talk. This guy's either Nigerian or he's another guy who
What,
changed his
what
name and shit.
slow as you never could walk my block. Hey, look, like Pop said on Friday. What's that for? Protection.
Look at Tariq over here with his fake accounts. Yeah, you know he's up here.
You dig? Yeah.
His old 1970s talk. That's how he reveals his age and shit. You know the man is 60 years old with a 30-year-old
Listen,
wife.
man. Anytime most of your jokes towards other male Negroes are some type of gay butt joke, like, come on, man. Like, that's, bro, you gay, man.
He says, not all Haitians are tethers. All people from the diaspora aren't tethers, my guy. You take his see, what you don't know is the motherfucker's been stealing my talking points. You don't know that, but he has been. He takes other people's talking points. He stole the ADOS movement, like my man just said, and he tried to run that shit into the ground and turn shit into FBA. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people who have come out and said, "Hey, I'm the king of the FBA. I'm a proud FBA." I'm like, God damn, you don't even know this Tariq Nasheed. Matter of fact, he don't even know himself with that fake name. And he gave you your identity with some FBA shit. And all that shit is some money making identity. Now, on the one hand, I don't mind this shit because it helps to put forth the message I was trying to put out. But like I said, with the 80 shit, how we revise that shit, change that shit around, and try to run it into the ground, I knew a Negro like him would take command and then try to rearrange the original message that I was trying to put out, which
Hey,
wasn't
look,
one
hey,
to hate.
you called that shit, Al. Called that shit. No, word up.
As you can see, he ain't mentioned my name, but you see his people know me. They know me now. And you can check my old videos, check the dates. That's why I didn't like those coons taking my other channel down. Because of the dates. I always like my timestamps.
And
So
look, and this what they doing. Listen, they done took the hashtag FBA and cutting that shit like heroin now. Now
yep.
everybody got it in their title now. Yeah, don't do that to the Negroes. Yeah, yo, hit that cash app, bro. I'm like, really? But he got doings in this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you the conversations between the two or other groups are necessary. But this shit was already brewing before he came along, bro.
This is Alquanr Joseph. This guy trying to talk about he's a player. I don't know if I'm looking at the picture, don't look like no chick's gonna be checking for you. Alquanr Joseph or Alquanr Joseph.
Why you here, bro? Like what do you wish to gain, Akman?
He trying to stick up for his boo, Tariq Nasheed.
Hey, look, the Bucci Bear creator.
I can't see nothing on the screen. This flamboyant fool. This might be Tariq Nasheed himself, though. This guy's a goddamn idiot. Matter of fact, there's something else I want to bring all that hardware to sit up and make. I guess she's talking about when I showed my computer stuff. Actually, the computers for a whole bunch of stuff, playing video games, making movies, all types of shit. But I like my shit over the top, powerful. Sit up and make clickbait hate.
Hey, Miss Jones, take care of that skin, baby girl. You looking gorgeous.
Even that wig ain't looking too bad. And I guess it's because of somebody else's hair, so that's why it looks good. Shit, you talk about hardware. If they sold high-powered weaves that worked out for you, I say go get you some.
Hey, look, hey, look, she looked like Cynthia P.
Yeah, her and Cynthia G. They up here wearing wigs. I don't give a damn what Cynthia G got to say about me, but she got jokes too. But that's fine. But see, you can't go around talking shit wearing weaves and shit. You just can't do that. I mean, come on. He overcharges the people and spends the 5%.
Wait. Hey, Al. So what they trying to say? Like you hating on them?
That's what they're saying. They're saying I didn't prove that the museum was bullshit, but I did, because I proved that the church is in session right now. So how can he own the place?
What artifacts does he have, man? For a museum, man.
Nothing. Oh, now he says the museum is a group project. Oh, okay. Well, who's the group?
Alphabet Boys.
Why you have to defend your leader? He's the leader. He could defend himself. I think he'd rather have piss boys do it, and that way he can shut up. Yeah, why not have a black real estate agent? He talks pro-black.
Right.
You know what?
Hey, look. And you know what too? My fault for cutting you off. You know what too? The Muslim brothers, right? We're gonna call them the Muslim brothers. When they hear that name, it sounds familiar to them, whether they in the nation or out the nation. You follow my drift out?
Yep.
The Nasheed Tariq.
The Armand Joseph.
Brother. Yeah, right. Ahmed.
Here's that pocket watching comment again.
Hop on the panel, man.
I'm about to play some shit by Tariq Nasheed in a minute. Group project with fake history. White people should listen to you, all bullshit aside. Well, I'll tell you why people should listen to me. You can answer that question yourself because you're listening. So FBA, hit that link. Yeah, speak your speak.
Hey, look, listen, FBA. Look, listen. Let me explain this to y'all. I'm you is me, we is us. You are just coming into somewhat of a knowledge yourself, my dear brother. Y'all don't understand that, you know?
When we see you, a logical conversation can happen. When we see who you are, then a logical conversation can happen. Well, I don't know why you need to see. Here we go with that show your face shit again. I'll tell you what, the cash ass is up. It's a cash ass. The cash ass app is up. Tell Tariq Nasheed if he wants me to show my face, donate 10 G's to the cash app. He has it. And my face will be shown, and we could solve that mystery right there. Other than that, I ain't got nothing to say. Now, Tierra Jones, I mean, your face is all right. I don't really like weaves, though. That's not my thing. If I did show my face, I ain't gonna lie to you, though. These numbers probably quadruple if I did show my face.
And now check this out. That's what we call true capitalize. You feel me? That's what you call capitalize. But now what you do is, Al, you show your face, but you put a Jamaican accent in the background, as if you talking like the 1990s kung fu movies.
Nah, the ones who really want to see my face drop 10 G's in the cash app. Same thing with that. Well, matter of fact, I ain't gonna mention his name now because it might be too good for him today. But he keeps asking for it. Why don't you, put your money where your mouth is? Just shut up. It's just that plain and simple. Took time out and study Marcus Sanders. He's full of it. Yep, he is. I used to think Mr. Nasheed was for real. And of course, once I found out about his white mother-in-law, that really let it be known that this man is full of shit. He's just like the rest of these pan-Africans. Matter of fact, Al, let me play that scene now that you just mentioned.
Al, he got a twinkle in his eye, Al. You heard?
Yep.
He got a twinkle. Just look at us. Look at that man. Y'all got to stop this foolishness, man.
Yep. Saw Jerry Uno. Yeah, it's lit tonight on football day. Good thing I wasn't interested in the games today. Tariq talk about Bussy all night and day. And now you're talking to trainees and shit about Bussy. Ain't that something?
All day. And see, that's most of his jokes when it come to coons. Negro coons, most his jokes be about like gay shit. You know what I'm saying? But when he getting on the foreigners and shit like that, he be coming with them. So I'm gonna give him that though. But you still a police, nigga.
Man said he's conducting a thorough Lieutenant Colombo investigation on Tariq Nasheed. Since when has that been an FBA name? Hey, that's right. It's usually a pseudo religious name so people let their guards down and give up that money. But let me play some disturbing video that this guy put out the other day. I ain't gonna play the whole thing, but I'm gonna skim through some parts of it. Because I didn't like what this guy had to say. Once again, for people just tuning in, they didn't see the email. This is the email for the church that's in that so-called museum that he bought. I emailed the guy yesterday, asked him if he's still holding services for today. He gets back. Yes, we are. 1 o'clock. That's for today. Love to see you there. See, in case people doubt in this short response basically told you everything that you needed to know. The address, the time, the love to see you there, which reinforces the fact that it's going down. So, we got to stop this. So let's talk about this right here. I don't like what this man had to discuss. And again, like I say, all coon agents and operatives, they always got to talk about whatever they're told to promote. And one thing is this goddamn movie, whatever the hell it's called. What's the name of this shit? Woman King. Now, I'm not promoting it. I don't really talk about movies to go see, especially when they're coming out. Because you notice how when people talk about it, they always talk about it leading up to the first weekend at the box office.
That's the Harriet Tubman. That's the Harriet Tubman.
Right.
That's the Harriet Tubman shit.
Yeah, that one too. And then that judges their influence on who can get people to go see a movie. Doesn't always work. Most people aren't interested in these kind of movies, to be honest with
you. They pushing them. They pushing so much masculine Negro female, so to speak.
Yeah, especially this one right here. God damn. Shit. That's masculine. And some people might even say, what's up with these outfits? Some people might say that looks a little too advanced for for Africa, right?
Right.
So I didn't even bother to read up on this history to see how real or how fake the shit is. But it seems
Hey, so
like
look,
they
let,
told me I
let-
said
let
it
me
looked
ask,
like a Marvel comic.
hey, let me ask you this. Hey, shout out AP too. Let me ask you this, right? Does cotton grow over there at all?
That's a good question. I don't even know. I'm not even sure.
Yeah, man, because I'm like, wait a minute, like, yo, y'all, these people are delayed, Al. They delayed, man. Like,
That's a good question.
yo,
That's a good question that you brought that shit up.
I done, hey, hit my cash app, Al. I done contributed, baby. Shout out AP, man. Shout out to all of my niggas, man.
Just like the thing you said the other time with the we don't carry shit on our heads. That's a key cultural
Yeah,
trait
man.
that we don't
Nah, we ain't
have.
doing
So you can't that right there. That breaks away the African connection right there.
that. We not doing that, Al. We not doing that. Big Mama, listen. Granny gonna start tripping. I'm not carrying shit.
Yeah. Let me hear a little piece of this guy because he started talking about this movie and listen to the way he tried to legitimize the making of the movie, the subject matter. Now, keep in mind, only months ago, this man was talking about we are from here. We're not from Africa. And he gradually just said, well, some of us came from Africa, some of us were already here. Now he's totally getting rid of the Native American indigenous argument altogether. He transferred that to maroon shit. And I guess that maroon shit's supposed to be coming out. And now he's transitioned that shit to the hip hop. And now he's left out anywhere Native Americans or indigenous American argument altogether.
Yeah,
Now he's
like he trying to cover all bases and shit. I got you.
right. Now he's back on the Africa shit now. Let's see what this man has to say. This is a Twitter space, so this is not copyrighted.
I haven't done a live in a few days, man. I have not done a live in a few days, but I'm here. What's going on with y'all, family? How man? I haven't been on live in a minute. I'm wishing you good energy. I'm in a very good mood, ladies and gentlemen. I'm in a great mood right now.
Trying to hype this shit up.
I'm in such a great mood. I gave 2 homeless Mexicans $40.
See, he'll give Mexicans $40 so they can go buy some drugs and shit, but he won't give us nothing. He'll take the money that you donated and give it to some goddamn Mexicans. That's some shit.
They asked me for some change. I gave both of them a $20 bill. They were sitting on the ground in front of the fish place.
Now, if there had been some black bums, he would have said, motherfucker, why don't you go get a job, man, instead of coming out here begging? Or he would have said, man, let me see what I got. All I got is 50 cents on me. Take that. But see, just like a coon, he'll give another man $20 when he could have given these motherfuckers no more than $5 a piece and they still would have been happy.
And they looked like they couldn't move. I gave them that $20. They jumped their asses up and ran in the liquor store so fast. I'm glad to give you whatever blessing you gonna get out that store. But listen, I'm in a good mood today, family, because we closed and we are now officially owning the building for the Hidden History Museum. I showed
Officially, I just realized she got some tiny ass feet. God damn.
what the museum building looks like in the inside. People loved it, and I have to thank everybody who contributed to the acquisition of this building for the museum, man. I want to send a real
See, what he's doing here with this is he's emphasizing what he says that he has and making sure not to mention what he originally promised you. because then he would have to explain, okay, well, okay, if you got that lot, how come you're not knocking this shit down and then building that 3-story museum then, at the very least?
Heartfelt thanks. And this makes me so proud to show that we can get stuff done on a grassroots level. All we have to do is put our mind to it, man. This is a grassroots thing, and the building is great, man. We got a great deal on this building. The building is on Jefferson. It's between Crenshaw and Arlington. The area is great. We wanted it on Crenshaw. Crenshaw right now, all my LA people know, Crenshaw is a mess right now. With gentrification, with construction. I was down there today and just the traffic was janky. The streets all busted up. So, you know, we got it in a good spot. By the way,
You see how you try to put Crenshaw down now? Everything's busted up, things are janky, but when he was trying to sell that shit to you to get that money, he said, oh man, this is the future. This is the heart of Black Los Angeles. We're about to do this. But since it didn't happen, Crenshaw's janky, busted up.
where are my LA people? Where are those brothers who would sell barbecue on the streets? I've been looking for those brothers. There's some brothers, you could drive down Crenshaw, you see some folks with the barbecue.
Let me tell you something. This is another trick this guy uses too. He tries to act like he's always looking for assistance from the people and trying to employ people. Now he's asking for somebody to paint a mural on the building, looking for barbecue men. You can, if you know where the barbecue men at, you can go find them, or you can go do your own barbecue. But we already know this is some more bullshit to act like he's helping Black people and giving back, but he's not giving back nothing. His goal is to take, not to give. That's why you ask this man for a penny. He won't give you shit, but he'll give 2 bums that are Mexican $20 a piece.
Grill chilling. There was one on Crenshaw and Jefferson, another one, I want to say on Exposition. Did they run them brothers off? Because I've been looking for those brothers for the past few days. I've been going down there. I used to see brothers and sisters out there grilling barbecue, selling barbecue right there on Crenshaw, right off in the cut. I don't see them no more. But nevertheless, we got the spot on Jefferson, real good spot. Now, we're right down the street from USC. And if you go further on down Jefferson, you'll run into some of the other big LA City museums. So I think this spot is going to be a very good tourist attraction because there's already museums farther down Jefferson going towards the 110. So it'll be a great tourist spot because we need that. We need a tourist spot in our neighborhoods out here. We don't have a tourist attraction. We have people afraid to
Talking about our neighborhood. This motherfucker live in a white neighborhood.
come down to the area. We don't need that. You know, especially with all of the stuff going on. We don't need people afraid to come down to certain parts of LA, particularly the so-called Black part, which is not as Black as it used to be because there's a lot of other groups out there. But we got the spot, man. It's beautiful inside. We don't have to do too much construction.
This motherfucker said it's beautiful inside. We don't have to do too much construction. I mean, yeah, it is beautiful inside for a small business, but not for a goddamn museum. And there's no place to do construction in that place any goddamn way.
Which was great because the spots we were going to get on Crenshaw, there was a lot of construction that was going to be needed. This one, we don't need a lot of construction at all. Everything is working right. And we got it in less than a year. Well, about a year. About a year. We got it. It took us a year to get it. So we got that in great time. The ceilings are great. The lighting is great.
Notice how he's talking about everything else but what? The main ingredient, the size.
Heat's great. The sewage and the plumbing and all of that stuff is great. We're going to do a mural on the outside wall. All my LA people, if you know some brothers and sisters who are muralists, who can do murals, please, please, please give me their number, give me their information. For my LA people, if you know Muralists, people who can paint those murals. If they live in
Usually when he's asking for random people over the internet, that means he doesn't want to pay them any goddamn money. That's what that means.
LA, now look, I know there's a bunch of you around the country. Please, I can't really do anything if you're out of state. We want somebody here. Please, please, please have them hit me up. I want to get them to work Monday. I'm dead ass serious. If you got a muralist out here, please let me know who. Everything is pretty much in order. I'm gonna get something done to the floor. I want to get the floor.
Man, talking about a floor. So he stays away from the size. I mean,
Hey, Al.
Yeah.
Yo, he sound just like Umar, man.
Yep.
Hey, look. Shout out Empress Holbrook, man. I love you, miss. Like you do a very good job on enlightening a lot of our females on this truth. So shout out Empress Holbrook.
Yeah, what's up? And my man is a goddamn con man and a coon agent. Fuck you trying to make. I mean, nobody in their right mind would find a place like that and say this is right for a museum, unless maybe it was a comic book or a baseball card museum or some shit like that, but not no real museum.
But
taking care of it's not messed up. I just
what were you gonna say?
What I'm saying, right now, for one, you got to get the city permission for this type of shit. What you gonna tell them? What nigga? Where are your artifacts, man? You got ancient, foundational Black American history, motherfucker.
She ain't got nothing to show.
I just want the floor to look different. I just have a different vision for the floor.
See, that's what a con man does. Talking about I got a different vision for the floor. Motherfucker, you got a different vision for the museum that you presented to the people. Because this ain't it.
Worrying in there. But other than that, it's a great spot. So we're going to go around getting all the artifacts and doing all the curation we need. So it's a great spot. And again, I'm proud of everybody for being a part of it. There's a lot of stuff I want to get into right now.
Now, I'm very curious to see how he's going to start hitting people up for more money. He'll probably say, oh, you know what? After a while, I realized, damn, it's not big enough. We want to try to build an addition to it. You know, it's going to keep going on and on, just like you said with Umar Johnson.
We got a lot of folks in here. Now, so right now, the hashtag boycott woman king is trending right now. That's the new movie with Viola Davis talking about the Amazon women warriors of Dahomey. She plays a semi-fictional character. I think it's based on a real character, but the name is different. I forgot it, Nasheed or something like that. But that character is fictional. But there is a
you know, I just noticed that these women are wearing shorts too, by the way. Doesn't even look like a skirt.
Person by John Boyega. He's playing King Gazi, who's real. Now, King Gazi is real. That was a real dude. So there's a lot of mixed views on this thing, especially from the awakened brothers and sisters. Now, I like Viola Davis. I like to see her get roles where she's the star, she's the headliner. I'm a big fan of Viola Davis. I want to see her shine. I want to see her get as many roles as possible. I like to see as many Black actors get, but
he likes to see as many Black actors as possible get roles, but yet when he did the Mink Slide, my man went and hired a white dude.
I don't want to mix in the need of us to have proper Black representation, especially from actors or actresses that we like, mixed in with a story that's some bullshit. What they're trying to do with this Dahomey thing, they're trying to paint it as some kind of Black girl magic story. And family, do you know the history of the kingdom of Dahomey? That is not no Black girl magic.
See, Tariq is good at trying to act like he's going against the grain, all while supporting the white man's agenda at the same time. He's good at that. Yeah. A lot of people fall for it.
You dig?
Yeah. he's one of those Negroes. As long as you pay, he's going to keep on deceiving the people because the white man got his back.
Story. You understand? We got to be very realistic. I don't want to glorify that. They're not to be glorified. And you better understand, when the white supremacists want to fund something, when you say, hey, we want black representation, they're like, okay, we'll give it to you. You better watch that. See, this is why we have to represent ourselves. Just like when we said we want a black museum in LA, so we let the city fund it, they fund the museum, and you go in there and there's a dude in there with a thong on, which is what I saw. I went to the so-called Black History Museum in LA, the one that city funded. There's a big fat dude in a goddamn thong in there.
Shit, his museum's so small, he can't even put a fat man in a thong.
So that was the art. That was the representation. BET had a Twitter space earlier. I didn't hear it, but I'm hearing about it. I heard it was a bunch of rainbow talk in there. They were trying to prioritize sexuality and stuff like that. They were trying to.
Now, Tariq talks a lot about this shit, but he's the one who's actually responsible for introducing a lot of gay terms and shit like bussy into the black world. He slips this shit in, but he tries to act like he's against it. Now, I would be inclined to believe that he was against it if he didn't have those trannies constantly calling up on the show, which I believe is in this particular call.
Yeah.
Gender issues. This is what I'm hearing. I didn't even listen to it, but this is what people were telling me. Raise your hand if any of you sat in that BET conversation. The thing is, man, the kingdom of Dahomey, that's not something that we need to glorify. Do y'all know how coonified they were?
Listen to this.
Some of the original OG coons. I'm talking about on a massive scale. Now, there were African kingdoms participating in the slave trade, going all the way to East Africa. You had Okun-ass Tipu Tip over there in Zanzibar.
See, my man trying to get slick and combine the two, talking about the slave trade. He knows goddamn well there was no the slave trade. There were slave trades.
Hey, check it out. Yo, you know who was in your chat? Motherfucking Radical Latino.
Oh, okay. Yeah, don't worry, this ain't gonna take too long. I'm gonna come back on after this.
Indeed.
But what's up? But this is what he does. He talks Tipu Tip. That guy, number one, he wasn't the only black Arab slave trader in East Africa. He wasn't the only clearly black Zanzibari leader. So we gotta stop trying to just put his name out there. Because hold on one second. Think about these Pan-Africans. They always have to be against Arabs, but yet when the Arabs are clearly black, all of a sudden they don't want to tell you about that. Go ahead.
So check this out, right? Where was the so-called Caucasian as a whole when all these African kingdoms were going on? This is what I don't understand, which is I'm starting to feel like they never ran nothing over there, and all this is an illusion.
Well, according to Tariq Nasheed, they were and Pan-Africans, they were customers of the slave trading evil Africans who said, you know what, I can't stand my own people. Let me go knock them over the head and capture them for the white man, even though it's a white man that they shouldn't have seen or ever came into contact with. So I always ask the Pan-Africans, well, how did the word get out that there were slaves for sale? Who advertised them? How did the white man know about these Africans when they didn't know anything about these Africans? You got to answer those questions. Somebody just hopped on. Matter of fact, hold up a second. Let me, okay, Tyron. Okay, here we go. So let me get back.
Yeah, I'm back. I only got a little bit of charge on my phone. But it's okay.
Yeah, we want to get to this part with this Tariq is starting to talk about this slave shit. slave shit and the that magical tree of that erases people's memories.
Oh yeah, that shit was retarded, bro. Well, play the
Yeah.
clip.
He was a dark skinned, he was Arab and African, major slave trader. So you had a lot of different African kingdoms over there participating in the slave trade, the transatlantic slave trade. But Dahomey,
But you see how you got slick with that? That's what I'm saying. You got to be careful. Sometimes he plays stupid, and sometimes he is just playing stupid. You try to add Tipu Tib in with the transatlantic slave trade. They had nothing to do with each other. But he just tried to get slick and add it together because he figures his target audience are a bunch of dimwits. And the people who say that he came through in the museum, I guess he is right. They are dimwits in that regard.
took it to a whole level. They took it to a whole different level. Shit, the British damn near had to stop them from getting down in it with it. They were so deep and so heavy and so brutal with it.
See, he's saying that the Africans were the worst, the real enemies of the black man. But the British, man, those were some peace-loving people that they had to stop the Africans from wanting the slave trade because the Africans just had an insatiable appetite for enslaving their own people. And the white man, the white supremacists, he said, "No, we can't. We just can't. We don't like this. We don't like this. We got to stop you Africans. This is why you got to watch out, listen to these coon agents carefully."
Against other black people, they were horrible. The people of Dahomey, they were rounding black folks up, other black people up, and brutalizing them. They were beheading people for no reason. They were extremely brutal. And their whole economy was based on selling other black people to the Europeans. That's all their economy was.
Now, where did he learn this history from, that these people going around beheading people for no reason? I guarantee if you've asked this Negro for the source, he can't find it. But he'll probably make some shit up and come up with a name, probably say, it was heard that Mansa Musa made mention of it or some shit like that, you know. Just
Hey, Al, I'm gonna keep
just
it
throw out
real.
a famous name. Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it real. I think you stealing Flex talking point. You dig? Yeah.
Oh, wow. In what way? What do you mean?
No, I'm just fucking around with you.
Okay. Let's say some more from this coon.
Was based on. They had other products.
Up this way, and then whatever we find up there.
Riches from. They were like, no. We're gonna sell some of these folks. They had every opportunity to make money doing other things. They chose to participate in the slave trade with the white supremacists. They thought that they had some kind of camaraderie with the white supremacists. They were brutal. They would get people and chop off their lower jaw, and they're running around with no.
Damn, chopping off jaws, chopping off heads. I mean, man, after you do all that shit, what you got to sell? What the fuck? That shit don't make no goddamn sense. But this is Tariq Nasheed.
No jaw, screaming with no jaw. They were brutal. Brutal people. And even in this movie, I saw like little clips here and there. And what was interesting, they had the women all masculine. And I saw one clip where they had the men, one of the men, kind of switching around, acting real feminine. So the men are feminine and the women are masculine.
There was one guy that was in the movie that was a eunuch that was switching, and you could tell was gay, but the rest of them, it was just some feminist woman power type movie. And it made several historical inaccuracies.
That's what they do in a lot of movies
they made
over
like
the past 7 years.
They made like the woman
and the
surpassed like in the movie they showed like a ceremony where they was doing a pain endurance test and had one of them chicks endure the pain the most than the woman. No, the woman enduring the pain most than the man. It was like a male versus female type ritual. They also had like there you didn't even see the men actually fight other men. They mostly had the women go out and kill random people that was settling up settlements in
Let me ask you this.
the
Let me ask you
forests and
this.
stuff like that.
So did they have women go around and capturing people and turning them into slaves?
No, they were capturing women and turning them into warriors. That's what the
But
film portrayed.
but not slave. Oh, they didn't touch slavery in this.
No, all they showed was the women over here showing the beheaded heads of men and delivering them to the Oyo Empire that was setting up shop in Gory Island.
Okay, so it did show about slavery.
Yeah, it was showing what like the Oyo men was running so-called Gory Island with the Portuguese and showing it as like a port or a brothel or something like that. And it didn't depict anything like the door and no return house slaves.
Did you just say brothel?
Yeah, it depicted
Ain't that
as a
funny?
brothel.
Now, ain't that funny how that Dr. Ma'at, another Tariq Nasheed affiliate, just happened to have made mention of that at the Elmina. She said, "Oh, this cannonball was in the ground. They put the women over the cannonball if they refused to sleep with the Portuguese masters."
No, it didn't depict that shit.
I'm saying that's what she brought up, a brothel type of inference. So I said, okay,
Yeah,
see, this is
like a
these coon
modern
agents.
something.
These coons, they work together.
How they depicted it as like a modern whorehouse or something like that. Subtly. It didn't show like, oh, somebody being held by a ball and chain. No, none of that shit that Dr. Mayat was self-proclaiming. All it showed was a bunch of women coming up there with a basket of men's heads and the white people just sitting in the background, like background characters instead of like any major villainous types. And it just showed like the Oyo masculine man that supposedly had raped one of the generals, the main generals, which Viola Davis was playing. And it just so happened that the protagonist that the film doesn't advertise, she was a secret daughter, rape baby of this African Oyo leader, and that they were over here trying to they wanted revenge against this dude because he raped somebody, and basically they had them run up in Gory Island and escape the shit while trying to fight this dude. And in reality, you don't have any narratives of people running up in Gory Island like that, fighting each other and disappearing and able to escape and tell the tale of what's going on these alleged four places.
I wonder who made their outfits.
Hey, Tyron. Hey, Tyron, this Bucci Bear.
Yeah.
This is Bucci.
Huh?
This is Bucci.
What, Brandon?
Hey, look, check it out, right? When I look at this picture, it screams, hey, African Americans, Negroes, Negro woman. It's not our fault.
It had mostly Black Americans. It had some Black Americans in that shit.
Check it out.
And it had South African actresses and Caribbean actresses in this film. And the main king, Tipu Tip, was played by John Boyega.
Hey, he didn't even look like him.
Hey, check it out. What they doing is they basically saying to our Negro women.
Oh, and I forgot, there was also a mulatto love story in this film. They had to shoehorn in a mulatto love story like that Tyler Perry Diary of the Mad Black Woman movies dynamic where it's a light-skinned and loving male
sounds like a typical Hollywood
love interest, and a dark-skinned evil black man, burly black man, that's the villain, or all the dark-skinned black men are emasculated.
It sounds like a typical Hollywood agenda checklist.
And the mulatto just so happened to be allegedly part Dahomey African. But how in the fuck can he be doing all this shit like trying to help free the slaves and freely roam around and get to act like a white European individual, but his ass was supposedly born of a enslaved woman.
Yeah, what you had to
Hey,
say,
look,
Pookie?
this
All right.
this is basically saying, right? Oh, hey, Negro woman, it's not our fault. It's his fault. It's the men in you guys' nation's fault. This is what they doing. They spreading rumors about the nigga man. They spreading rumors about him. And now our females feel like they need to become the police, firefighters, work for Comcast and all this other dumb shit. She wanna work on the fucking phone line and the street wires and shit. Like this shit is crazy. Like,
But to
why
be
does a
fair, though,
Negro woman?
they are doing this across the board, no matter who it is, what kind of people, race, or whatever. This female empowerment, girl shit, fantasy shit is what I call it. All this females trying to do a man's job and shit.
And what's funny is they mixing up different cultures of West African and South African cultures up into one film when like West Africans didn't wear no himba braids, you know them shits, them red shits with
Yeah.
mud in it that
No,
them
you can
South
look at
Africans wear. They didn't wear that shit in that film.
you can look at the faces of the people and see that they're not of the same tribes.
Yeah, they got South Africans to be in this movie. And they ain't even under the homie people. They
So,
got Caribbeans in this shit from
so
the UK.
let me ask you this question. You said Tipu Tip was in this?
Yeah, that's King
Why
Tibu Tip.
did he was he dressed up in Arab garb?
Yeah, they made his ass look like a fucking mulatto type king or something. They gave him a weird
But why was
curly
he
haired wig.
but why was he see, they're falsifying history.
Yeah,
But why was he in this?
I do not know. They wanted to frame it as, we just wanted to sell palm oil and stop the slave trade.
Yeah, this is more bullshit, but let's hear what this Khan Kun Tariq Nasheed has to say. Then I'm gonna hopefully find the part where he had that training on, so I can finally get this on.
What did he say? The part about the tree
That's
that took away people's minds?
that's coming. That's coming up.
King, you see, Hollywood will fund that. They'll fund some gender confusion. Y'all better understand this is part of the gender confusion thing. We're going to switch the genders, erase the genders, make the genders interchangeable. You see, stuff that don't make no sense. But going to the Doheny,
See, it makes sense to him because he's a part of the agenda on a lower level.
Doheny Kingdom, boy, those tribes were mass executing other black people for no reason, because they brought so many down to Dahomey from all different parts of Africa. And the white supremacists from Europe would come in about once a month to buy shiploads of people, which the Dahomey Kingdom was ready and willing to sell.
See, this doesn't make sense. So the white supremacists would come down to purchase some shit, while the Africans are the ones who are the meanies, chopping, enslaving their own people and selling them to people who are supposed to be white supremacists. Why would supremacists be doing a cooperative effort
funny.
with somebody? Huh? Why would they do that? This guy's full of shit.
As a matter of fact, why do West Africans want to separate? Why do West Africans want to separate from the Moors when the Moors was doing that shit after quote unquote slavery was ended? They was helping King Leopold chop people's hands off and shit for King Leopold, for people that was trying to escape the rubber trade, right?
Yeah, but those weren't really Moors, though.
It's the same thing, according to
those Moorish science people.
what, the ones with the red fezzes.
Yeah, and everybody with a fez wasn't a Moor, though. That's why that Moorish science temple craziness, I just can't get with that. I dismiss it. I've been waiting for Harker Bay. We're supposed to have not a debate, but a discussion on it. And as usual, my man, he ain't ready for it.
And sometimes before the Europeans would show up, there would be so many black people that they captured, the food supply would run low. So what they would do this ritualistic mass killing of just scores of other black people just for the hell of it. I don't really want to glorify.
So when food supplies get low and you're trying to sell slaves, kill off more potential slaves so people won't starve. Ah, that makes sense. But how about
No, that
this?
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, how about this? How about you just
So-
capture
so-
as many slaves as you can, sell them to the white man, let him worry about the food supply.
So let me ask you this, Al. You ready for the big question? There you go.
All right.
Does Africans practice integration?
Well,
Yeah, they do actually. They worship people pale complexion that come to their villages.
Yeah,
There we go.
They mix with Europeans and Asians.
that's true.
There we
The
go.
only people that's on that black supremacist code is only Pan-Africans lecturing people about who they can and can't date. But they themselves don't even follow their own rhetoric, just like these white supremacist incels that don't obey their rules.
Yep, even the Pan-African Tariq Nasheed, same thing.
Yeah.
Coon agent.
Umar Johnson.
Yep, they all like that white meat. Matter of fact, I was watching a Key Sweat video today because something came up. Somebody said he can't dance, so I said, let me look at this Key Sweat. So the Make It Last Forever, Make It Last Forever. I think it was Make It Last Forever. No, what's that other one? I give all my love to you, I think. And I was watching the female in the video. I said, damn, she's nice looking, but damn, she got to be half white. And I said, that's what they always liked in the shit. They always got to have that white style female.
Yeah.
And they still
Like
do it.
Prince's entourage, female entourage. They gotta be racially ambiguous or they light skinned.
Yeah. All right, let me hear this so we don't have to go through this whole thing. But
Glorify that. These people were knee deep in the slave trade, ladies and gentlemen. And let me tell y'all how.
see how he says knee deep, trying to exaggerate it, and you notice how he's trying to de-emphasize the white man in this situation.
Probably down that way.
cold they were. I put this tweet up
For you to
earlier
come and touch you.
to show you how cold they were, and they knew what they were doing was wrong. They knew what the hell they was doing was wrong. Let me put this up on the Jumbotron because I tweeted this earlier, and I'm going to put it on the Jumbotron, family, from some book sources. Hold on. Let me put this up real quick right here. Okay, I put this in the Jumbotron. One thing they would do when they were about to sell a large group of black folks to the white supremacists.
So he keeps repeating that. They are selling black people to the white supremacists. How come white supremacists didn't just take if they're supreme?
They would perform these.
Exactly, because Europeans for the longest did not go into the interior of Africa. They sailed around it just to get to East India.
Yep, and it doesn't make sense to.
They couldn't go directly into Western, like Asia, like where the Arabs and the East Indian, the Brahmin East Indians, the pale skinned East Indians were at. They had to go all the way down there to the darker Negroid parts of Asia.
And it doesn't make sense to.
You follow me?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to have to go invade a land. Well, not invade, but settle on the land, then start thinking you can enslave people. But the story
And
is
then on
supposed to
top
be
of that, it
African.
took Europeans. It took Europeans a long time to colonize Africa. They just went to
Matter of fact,
America and set up shop.
I'll tell you something better. All the slave trade and shit was supposed to have been taking place before the white man colonized Africa. That doesn't make any goddamn sense.
It doesn't, because the Africans, they was over there owning white slaves and mixing with white sex slaves. So how can there be African slaves prior the so-called Middle Passage?
But you see, this Tariq Nasheed is a coon agent. That's why you got to listen to him very carefully. He's slick. They got a good one though. He's very slick and cunning. He's not the most intelligent guy, but he's very slick. But you got to listen to this guy carefully.
And have them walk around something called the Tree of Forgetfulness. Okay, this was a ritual that they did. And this was supposed to erase their ancestral memories so that the enslaved Black people would be a clean slate and a blank canvas for the white supremacist slave owners. They thought, okay, walking around this tree, this will help you erase your memory so that your spirit doesn't come back to get revenge on us.
Oh, wait a minute. So where was this magical tree at during like how we forgot all our indigenous information and how the Native Americans lost their so-called culture? Did they bring this tree with them when taking over people's cultures then?
See, now this man is expecting us to believe some mystical, magical tree. Oh, bring them around some tree. It erases memories. How come their memories weren't erased when they were bringing the slaves around the tree? I mean, come on. It doesn't make any damn sense. This guy is a fucking liar. That's the new shit. And you know he got that. They got that shit from Star Wars. When they said, let's erase those droids' memory. That's a droid.
Or in the Marvel movies with the Soul Gem where they take away people's minds and stuff like that.
I mean, you remember the pan-africanists always said, our memory, we lost all memories of Africa because the white man beat it out of us and slavery and all that kind of shit.
Yeah, and then we created a new culture out of trauma.
Yeah, we can't remember our old African ways, but yet some of the people called pan-africanists can remember every damn thing.
Hey, don't forget, we lost. Hey, look, don't forget, we lost our language, brother.
Yeah, well, that's what
we lost our God. We lost our mores, our folk ways, and even how we act. We done lost our African minds, brother. But then somehow in the next breath, this nigga say that, oh, I'm a Fulani from the Malanta tribe because I took a DNA test. Nigga, DNA don't tell you nothing about culture.
And let me ask you,
and the damn show don't tell you about no damn tribe.
So you're trying to tell me supposedly millions of slaves had to march around one tree to erase their memories and then go on a boat. And now
no. They had the deneuralizer technology from the Men in Black. They said, "Come here, look into this red flashy thing."
Anybody believe in this?
You're a slave now. You're not an African. But then when they get over here, they deneuralize them and tell them, "Oh, your culture is this shit. Swahili in East Africa. Your culture is Kwanzaa, and we picked up this random shit all over Africa, and you're African now."
On top of that, throughout the 20th century, they keep brainwashing you with slave movies and all this other shit to remind you of what you supposedly forgot. But they got to remind you because you didn't know about the shit to begin with. That's why,
brother. We was packed like sardines, brother.
Well, I mean, hey, your memories got erased, and I think he speaks about that Clotilda too, trying to legitimize that shit too. This guy's a coon agent. This is why this Negro doesn't want to show down with me. But after tonight, hopefully, some of his operatives. Well, he's listening right now anyway. He's been listening because that's why he's been stealing a lot of the information. So that's why this motherfucker wants to avoid me or anybody like me, because we're gonna tell it like it is on this coon.
And what if this Negro makes that museum? What is he gonna have in it that's gonna contribute to like
that's
lessening the misinformation and the colonization?
I
know what he's gonna have. He's gonna have a box of St. Ides. That's what he's gonna have.
hey, look, and a bunch of Bucci books.
Yeah, Bucci Bear. Matter of fact, where is this gift shop gonna be at? In this liquor store area.
Shit. I can't. Maybe the whole shit would be a gift shop. Selling you the truckloads of 1804 and hidden colors that didn't sell.
So will it be like a bunch of foldable chairs? He got like a cheap projector screen where he can screen all his bootleg hidden color films and a little small section where he can sell his Bucci Bear animated series show.
And
Yeah.
people gotta be
Karen keychains, Ogun juice, and
You dig?
fucking Michi's munchies snack.
yeah, that
You,
seems to be good for what the shit is. The hidden history trinket store or some shit like that, you know?
you, you dig? Yeah.
Because I mean nothing else can happen with that shit. He really can't do nothing with that.
Yeah,
Let's hear
where he gonna put the movie theater at? Is he gonna build a second story to that fucking small thing?
was it the Lady Warrior? Somebody said no. Somebody on Brandon's show said that he's gonna have you come in with your iPads. That's the movie theater.
And watch his streaming service?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was another one. What the fuck happened to that?
Yeah. Matter of fact, what happened to Moras? Whatever happened to Moorish Kingdom?
It's more us. Your money coming out of your pocket. That's the more us. Shit.
Same with Umar Johnson. Oh, I got 2 fucking buildings. That's what he said 3 years ago, right?
That's what he said. But
He
hey,
said
like
he
I
got
said,
2 buildings. Now he down to 1 allegedly,
like I
which is
said,
just the gym.
I'll give him a little bit more credit because at least what he does have is what he says it can be. You know?
But the deception is, why in the fuck would you name your school after 2 opposing ideologies that did not stand for fucking black nationalist pan-africanism? Because Marcus Garvey really wasn't even a pan-africanist. His ass was a Freemason.
Yep.
And Frederick Douglass, he was over here talking about black Americans should worry about ourselves and build ourselves up in America. Brandon called Frederick Douglass a coon just because he just so happened to marry a white lady in his final years. But Frederick Douglass done more for black Americans than Marcus Garvey would ever do, because Marcus Garvey would have sold out to the Klan.
But it's all right for Kwame Nkrumah to have a white woman, though.
Exactly.
All right, let's hear some
I
more.
don't know why Pan-Africans give excuses towards their own leaders that don't do shit for the community, like Brandon.
Because they're coon agents for the white man, like Tariq Nasheed. Let's hear some more of this goddamn coon.
Too, just to let you know how real this is. It's called the Tree of Forgetfulness. So they knew.
Did you hear what he just said?
The Tree of Forgetfulness.
No. He said, "I want to show you how real this is." So that's a brainwashing technique. Trying to emphasize that it's real without saying it.
If the spirit, because they knew this was wrong, they knew this was some evil shit. What they were doing, they knew.
What?
They knew better.
So you notice how he keeps saying they. The Africans.
Who was the they? Because they still doing this shit today. Human sacrifice, goddamn.
Hold up, but I'm saying he's trying to emphasize that the Africans are the evil ones who did the slave trade, while the white man, they're just innocent merchants. That's all. Innocent merchants coming to buy what's for sale.
Well, who told them that niggas was for sale though?
That's the thing they can't answer, but I'm sure after a while somebody gonna come up with a lie that's halfway decent, I guess. That's why I'm like, damn, did they make posters? I mean, what the fuck, right? Books.
Did they make commercials like how Renee and Psychopathia would try and say, put modern shit into it?
Something. I mean, come on. Let's hear this clown.
Especially as black people, they knew better, mimicking the Europeans. So they knew that was some janky, demonic stuff they were doing, and they knew that there was going to be some ancestral retribution. They understand spirits.
Spirits is a bunch of bullshit. That's the same thing as hallucination, wishful thinking.
Like them chanting Ogun and shit.
Yeah.
Mama oh yeah, mama yim ya.
You know what? Now that I think about it, I might give this guy an idea, but I think Tariq Nasheed's Ogun juice would have been better served if it had been some liquor or some shit. You know, that's the real spirits right there. Shit. Put that in the museum. Ogun juice.
They're fire water, bro.
They knew that there was going to be a repentance of that. They knew that the karma was going to hit them. So what they were trying to do was magically erase the karma, and it didn't work. They got hit with the karma anyway. They too later on got colonized.
Later on.
Dealing with the same people who they were selling us to. They came back and colonized their asses.
But you notice when he talks
Wait
about
a minute.
he talks about them in a nice way, the white man.
How can they? How the fuck can they feel sorry for some shit if Africans themselves are saying that that shit never happened from what you believe in, what the West tells you?
Right. And it just doesn't make sense. Why would the white man buy slaves, and then after a while, you know what, man, fuck all this. After slave traders, fuck all this. Let me just take the land. And on top of that, he didn't enslave the people when he colonized the place.
Yep.
See, that's why things don't make sense when you think about it. But see, that's why they got coon agents like Tariq Nasheed to lead your thoughts, because they know most people aren't thinking about nothing. They're waiting for a Negro like him who gets his information from the white man and steals shit from other people and rearranges it. I told you, coons like him, they got to co-op other people's shit so he can take it over. And
Yep.
then the information comes from him. It's just the same way the small hats work. When they take the media, take this, take that, now everything is coming from them. Chinese take businesses, soul food, Mexican food. Then they want to get you out of the way, and now you get it from them.
Yeah, and the same shit with this whole Native American thing too. If we were to talk about that, like we see that them niggas sitting over there on them residents saying that, we have our own native culture. You blacks have no culture. You're stealing my native culture. Okay, then how come their asses ain't got no native themed restaurants like everybody else?
Yeah, that's a good question.
How come they ain't influencing the world of inventions, athleticism, musics, all types of shit that Black Americans are known for? Same with the African, because the African was supposedly more traumatized than us before us, right? So shouldn't they be the ones that's superior in creating the soul culture, right?
Yeah. You know, that's another thing I just noticed about these outfits they're wearing. I know it's Hollywood style. That's why I keep looking at them.
For one, they even had their breasts covered up.
Yeah, that.
A lot of them had their titties out.
They had no shoes on, but yet they got these fairly elaborate, I guess you can call them savage outfits. I mean, whatever you want to call them, with shorts on, which is weird. And then they all got different hairstyles. Different hairstyles in Africa denotes different peoples, you know. But they got different hairstyles. I guess her hairstyle is supposed to be like some Roman general feather helmet type of hairstyle.
Yeah, it was going for a mohawk.
Yeah. So she could seem like the leader. Everybody else got braids.
Some of these hairstyles ain't even historically accurate to West African tribes.
This is some Hollywood BS. But they got this coon promoting it.
Now look at what they're doing over there. It's a mess. And now we're getting our memories back. You understand? Them rituals didn't work like they thought they worked. It worked for a long time. Now
it didn't work like they thought they worked, but it did work for a long time. So that's that trick talk, man. You got to pay attention to these pimps.
I mean, that pimp soliloquy.
I mean, this guy is something else, man.
We did forget a lot of stuff, but now we're waking up, which is what they
waking up to what?
We're acknowledging.
But hold on, what does he mean? We are waking up, because months ago this man was saying we're not from Africa, we're from America.
Yeah, he said we are a mixture of the Aborigines that was here before then, which we all know this nigga was over there using that just to cash in on what we're saying.
Yep.
Because he don't truly believe that he's American Indian. Because like at the start of Donald Trump's election, he was over there talking shit about Mildred Lovin, claiming that she was American Indian.
I think the shit went over his head, and he doesn't have enough time to get a crash course in the shit. So I think he just said, fuck it, let me leave it alone. And when you got more prominent Negroes at least saying, you know what, I don't like the information these people are putting out, we got to challenge it, that means it's doing damage. So the white man just said, hey, man, go back to the African shit.
Our lineage. And we're waking up to some of the atrocities some of these so-called allies and brothers have committed against us. See, That's us being awakened. This is why they fight so hard against it. Look at the museum, for example.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, this man is stealing from you and trying to justify his fucking scam.
On FBA history, and look at who we were getting pushback from. Who was pushing back from the museum? A lot of these non-FBA tethers who come from these places where they were brutalizing some of our ancestors because they don't want to talk about history straight. That's where the
shit, man. We getting the history straight today on that museum, and the history. Matter of fact, since it's on the thing, this is the history of it, and apparently this is the history of it today. so, so I mean, it's a pretty far cry from the history. I mean, this ain't that, man. This right here is looking kind of semi spectacular, but this shit right here, whew. Come on, Tariq. Come on.
The whole joke, where's that museum nigga? Because they were hating on it. They didn't want us to get this museum. We got it. So now you're gonna see some more hate. They got to change the bad faith narrative. They're gonna change the narrative. But yeah, they really don't like that. Because now we're gonna get this history straight. We're gonna find out and explain who's with us and who's not with us. And historically and currently, who have that same vibe. There's a reason why a lot of these folks from certain parts of the diaspora.
See, once you say that diaspora shit,
you know where his fucking bread is buttered with that diaspora shit, because we not no African diarrhea diaspora. And what's funny is the reason why people are pushing back on Tariq Nasheed is because he's fucking scamming people and not actually producing anything.
Right. And I told the so-called apples, I said, I knew this guy was going to backtrack on that shit once he started that shit. I knew it. I said it. And I said, you should have known it before he even did it. But they still wanted to try to believe in him. So, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, when niggas put out dreams, all they want to hear is the preaching part instead of pressing him on getting to doing.
Yeah.
Stop making all these fucking excuses talking about, oh, this white people didn't want me to get this area, so I have to move it somewhere else. And now I'm going to have to do this with hitting colors 5 or 6 or whatever, maroon history, so we can make some money to make a documentary and fund my Mink Slide album and my concert tour and shit like that instead of doing what you planned on doing.
I don't know where the fuck he was going on tour. He must have been playing at clubs for free or something, because I don't think nobody was paying to see this motherfucker.
Yeah.
See, he knew that other shit was too expensive, but he had to get something. And only an idiot would say that he actually got a goddamn museum. Only an idiot would say that.
The same mindset against us as they did 300 years ago. That's unfortunate, but that's the reality. They have that same mentality. The problem is they can't physically try that bullshit with us now because they know we'll put all types of FBA hands and feet on them. So they can't do that physically. So there's a lot of them that do little stuff with the white supremacists to undermine us. Not all of you, and I'm not beating up on everybody, but I'm just giving an example of these type of movies that they put out where they try to rewrite history and try to create black girl magic. No. We have to tell.
So his only real disagreement with the movie was black girl magic, but everything else he seemed to have co-signed. So, I mean, this is more BS by this guy. So he wants us to believe he's retelling the white man's story about the African slave trade in our history, saying that savage Africans hunted down unspecified Africans, beat the hell out of them, chop heads off, chop jaws off, and then presented them to the white man and said, hey, is this good enough for you, or you want to buy? I mean, and now that's us. This is bullshit, man. But this is a story that these coons are hired to repeat.
Yeah.
About what happened.
And it's really, from my perspective, from the perspective of these Europeans that were playing Indian, this is really them trying to erase Black Americans, Indigenous American history, because they really don't want the real history to get out about the Middle Passage, which there weren't any Africans being brought here really like that. And it was mostly Europeans being brought over here by other Europeans.
And this Black Everything site, they updated numbers on slave trade and other things too. So more people
Yeah,
can.
so how in the fuck can they be bringing in all these slaves like that? If
Yep.
Europeans, the British didn't have no money to go get no African slaves. They only had enough to go bring in Europeans over here and to
Speaking
segregate from their own European culture.
speaking of the British, I noticed that the Black Authority and Tariq Nasheed, only when that Queen Elizabeth died that they had the nerve to go in and try to repeat the information I've been saying for years about Jamaica and being British subjects and the British Empire still being around. Like, I've been telling you motherfuckers this for years with the
Yep.
evidence. Nobody gives a damn, but once Elizabeth dies and other people bring it to you, now all of a sudden, oh yeah, man, these people are something else. They're under the British. I've been telling you this. That's why Jamaicans are culturally different from us and phenotypically different from us. But I'm not getting into that. That's another
And linguistically also, because we don't speak in no British accent.
right.
Who went out of their way to wipe us off the goddamn planet. These folks left us for dead, dude. Them folks knew exactly what they were doing when they were helping them white supremacists gather some of our ancestors up. They knew what they were
See,
doing.
he's repeating the same story. That's what I always heard growing up. The white man say, "Hey, man, your own people got you into slavery, not us. It was your own people." Well, then, who are they? Who are we? If that's the case. But now you got this coon agent. He went with the native thing. Now he's going back to the white man story, repackaged.
They knew how evil it was, but they were like, hey, we're getting ours. And that type of mentality is a detriment. Let me get the family to chime in. How many people we got in
Now,
here? Oh, we in here heavy.
I think I'm gonna wait for him to talk about that Clotilda and then that trainee, and then I'm gonna close it out on this.
Let's get. What's up, brother?
What's up, man? Sorry, my bad. The delay was bad. I probably could do that, about like stuff about, consciousness and just in general. A lot of them don't even want to learn about their history and they just have willful ignorance. And when it comes to this movie in particular, it's down. He broke that whole movie down on YouTube and, I think people should go check that out. It's really dope, but I appreciate it too.
Yeah. Much respect, brother. I got to get my sister Wani on here because Wani has spoken about some of this stuff, and this sister's so very. Thank you so much, dear. I'm going to have something in there about you, ma'am, about your travels. Yes, I am. I'm going to have something in there about you. Yes, indeed. Sister, can you speak on the Dahomey Amazon people and what their get down was, beloved?
Well, one of the things that has kept us disoriented is that we keep being shoved into African culture when it is opposed to us. And that's one of the things that we have to straighten up. We can't just be living in a fantasy, embracing Mansa Musa and Tipu Tip and all these people that would have sold us. So they too are one of the ones, and I think that we want to embrace African culture, but when we look deeper into it, it gets.
So they're all confused. We keep getting shoved into African culture, then we want to embrace it. What are you complaining about then? I mean, either you embrace the shit or get it shoved into you. I mean, and there's no such thing as African culture. And for people who are new here, I'm putting that out there for future coons who want to come on. That's what I ask Pan-Africans all the time. Tell me what the fuck African culture is. And
they want to hodgepodge clump every tribe into one thing, a black supremacist ethno state, when that is the very opposite of what African culture is.
Right. There's no such thing.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, beloved.
Since we came from West Africa, that we're just the same as like Nigeria and West Africa today. There were many tribes in West Africa, so we are not the same. And I would like to hear people talk about that. It was multiple tribes in West Africa. We are not all the same group that was in West Africa. Like it was multiple tribes in West Africa.
That's true. That's a very good. Thank you, brother. That's a very good point, and we have to understand because even Phil. I was talking to Phil Valentine one time, and I think he spoke about this and what.
See, all his consultants are other coon agent Freemasons. And Phil Valentine is a tether, by the way, a half white, half black Caribbean. But that's one of Tariq Nasheed's buddies, a tether, an imposter, black man.
One of my movies, like we migrated from all over the place. I'm talking about as far as Kemet, we were coming in.
We migrated from all over the place. I thought you said we were already here.
And they sold, captured the stranger first. You understand? The first person you're going to sell is a person who's a stranger, a person who's not from your particular nation. So we all know they were getting black people from all parts of Africa. We weren't all just from no damn West Africa.
I mean, now we with this shit again.
All over Africa, even Egypt.
Come on, now this dilutes shit. Now it's even more mysterious about who we're supposed to be. Now we're like American cheese now. I mean, this doesn't make any damn sense because it's lies. That's why.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
Understand, there were wars going on in East Africa that would push people further into the interior. There were wars going.
See, for the layperson, he sounds intelligent. Wars going on in East Africa that will push people into the interior. But you know what? Let's say that push people into the interior. Is it pushing them from East Africa all the way to West Africa? Is that the interior? I mean, come on.
No, that don't make no fucking sense. Academics try to do that shit too with that San Jose ship that they claim was a slave ship that was coming from Zanzibar and landed in Cape Town, South Africa.
These people are something else with their fiction.
Yeah, they are.
That's why when you get them on a forum, hopefully a neutral one, and you take them to task, they can't answer shit. That's why Tariq Nasheed always has to land people's planes when some people come on with the right information.
On in North Africa,
yeah.
People further down into Africa. There were wars in South Africa that was pushing people up. So people were moving all around Africa. Africa's not a stagnant.
So you notice how he has to put that emphasis on people were moving all around Africa. That's like when Dr. Ma'at, when she says things, I smelled the smell. You know, they gotta scream and yell and all that kind of shit to make you think, oh man, these people for real get animated, you know? That's how the con game works.
They gotta get you emotionally invested, and that's what that middle passage revisionist history is all about.
That's right.
Emotions and not fact.
Right.
Head to some of those coasts. Let's get Lions in here. Sister J.
You actually delivered about African studies and Black studies. We know that during it with African history.
I'm gonna pass this. He said something.
It's a dual-sided.
See that people are doing now. Women, this is a bunch of misogynoir. The historical inaccuracy really pushed in. But what they would do, they would create fake pan-Africanist organizations. The white government, the white UK government, create these dummy groups with some real Africanized names, some kind of West African, African. Where
he tries to modify other people's information because he's a coon agent.
Dicker with other, and return to member people. All
I just want to get to this.
Serious, y'all couldn't smell that, and they were getting people's serial numbers for the guns.
Be a king too. That's their little prop.
It kind of go.
The homie women, feminine. They don't show.
It premiered yesterday. I did go see it to write an article for Black News Day and different things. I want to kind of get everybody, but
Cujo Lewis. They were into.
Okay, well, I guess I thought.
What's your name, Mabaye?
I thought the training thing was on here. It may have been, but I didn't time it. I should cut the time, but you know, it is what it is. But you get the idea on this coon agent.
Yeah.
This guy's a hypocrite and an agent, and that's why he only goes on Twitter Spaces that he controls, or some other place where people are kissing his ass. Somebody says, drop the link. Damn. Yeah, I think that was 2 hours ago, though. Come on. The Moment TV. What's going on right now? Damn, this is going back 2 hours now. God damn. My man said Alquanr kick rocks. That's right. Lewis Luck said, what up, Tyron? You went to the museum? You may have been talking about the Atlanta one, maybe.
Yeah, I went to the Apex Museum in Atlanta, Georgia. I wanted to show clips of it and photos.
Yeah, we saw that.
I'll get to it in a minute if we got time to do it, or we can do a part 2 of the show.
Yeah, we saw that. Matter
Yeah,
of fact,
but you didn't see everything.
Well, actually, you can show some more though, so people can see what Tariq Nasheed won't be able to fit in the museum. You know.
Hold on 1 second.
All right. Yeah, Tariq is a hustling agent, a New Jack hustler. We don't need Marcus Sanders for a damn thing. We got Dan Calloway, so miss me with the he puts us on sentiment. All that money, he can't get a decent barber to shape him up. So it's hard to get a barber to shape him up when the hairline is fake, you know? They call that a hallway museum. I guess that is what it is. That's no museum. That's a finesse. Same with Umar School. Yep. Same thing with Umar. Like I always say with Umar has no place of work, no official title, and nothing. Nothing that he can make the claim on that he says he is who he claims to be. The pocket watching argument is the deflection.
Yeah,
Yep.
Umar is another agent too, because that's not his real name either.
Yeah.
He a Jermaine Shoemake.
And he was another guy who claimed to have been a Muslim when he first came out. That's what he was saying. Then he left it all behind and said he wasn't a Muslim. I mean, how does that work?
Talking about Mama Oya and Mama Ogun and all this other shit. Well,
what's that, video game?
Back to no, this is my iPad.
No, I mean that
I'm sitting at a video game. I'm sorry, I'm washing clothes at a laundromat. Well, this is the Apex Museum, like right down the street from the Dr. King's birth home. And this is a 2-story building.
Okay. See, at least 2-story you can
It's
get you
steps.
something.
Yeah.
Larry Holmes said my room is bigger than Tariq's museum.
Yep. It's the interior. Door.
Just to let you know though, your signal
They have
is
some African artifacts.
just to let you know your signal, your bit rate is kind of, not clear. Kind of pixelated.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Might be the signal.
They got some Egyptian stuff. Here they got some hidden colors like areas where they talk about African history from ancient Egypt down to slavery.
Yep. Tariq won't be able to fit none of that shit in
Some
his
Freemason shit. No, he ain't.
And his shit ain't even protected
because he got to renovate some extra space.
He can't even protect it from vandalism or theft. With all that glass window in there, he ain't about to change that shit. You're right about that. He can run it on a lot of people though, because he has.
He's a replica of door no turn. And we already went over the information out the door, no return being an official site.
Yep.
Here's a replica of the white line slave ship with mannequins and depicting alleged happenings on these slave ships, but there's no actual evidence of slave ships, but depict artist depictions.
Onyx Palms is
So what they did was they purchased some mannequins.
2131.
They got this picture of this Ice Cube Jesus enslaving an African, force feeding an African this Ice Cube Jesus.
Onyx Palms is 2131 West Jefferson Street, Los Angeles.
This is this art is done by a man by the name of, hold on, wait. Let me rewind it.
Damn. Larry Holmes said you could fit that museum in Umar's gym. Matter of fact, I think he's right. I think he's right. You can fit that plus with room to spare.
Yeah, you
can. Room to spare.
No, my shit about to die.
Uh-oh,
they have a slave auction area. They have a baby alive doll.
Yeah, that is that too. That's crazy. Somebody said Tariq's knowledge helped to empower
paintings.
People. Things we didn't know before gave us more pride when we were enlightened, especially learning about the origin of hip hop. Man, he ain't know nothing about no origins of hip hop. He don't know nothing about nothing. He just knows enough to tantalize your thoughts so that you'll say, oh man, let me give this man some money. Matter of fact, let me see.
Here's a section where they have FBA inventions. They had enough money for this.
Yeah. That's how that shit works. And he says,
the super soaker, fucking industrial lasers, fucking synthesized cortisone, electric microphone, anti-gravity shoe, gas mask traffic signal, automatic elevators, permanent waving machine, fucking ultraviolet camera.
Somebody said that Tariq's museum will get FBA closer to getting what we are old. Now, how's that? He just helped you get your pockets lighter by you giving the money to him. He's getting some of what he
and going
feels
on vacation to Waikiki and Dubai and shit.
Yeah, he's getting closer to what he feels he's old. You get further away. She says, one building. Oh, that's the same comment. You guys sitting on here talking about another man for hours. Me and my sister and female cousins used to do this when we were younger. Shit, what is he doing when he talks about Africans for hours? I mean, it's the same thing, talking about another man. Get out of here. Tariq Nasheed is opening a mini museum. Yeah, maybe that's what he'll do. Make smaller exhibits so that way it'll look larger.
Yeah, they got a female doctor's exhibit there.
You say you bought the yellow building next to the Mock Museum building. It's going to be the world's first drive-through museum.
This is advertising for that Tariq Nasheed could have helped build upon, but no, he popped that money.
Lewis says it's going to be the world's first drive-through museum.
Two of their buildings look like something where Tariq Nasheed advertised.
Yeah, Lewis says it's going to be the world's first drive-through museum. They serve chicken and waffles and give out Karen keychains. No, but he's right, but they won't give out the Karen keychains though. He's selling those shits. And you know, he still got a ton left over. I don't even know why he even made those stupid things in the first place.
countries around the world.
Tyron, you're breaking up. Got a whole lot of serious pixeling. Now you cut off. It's the National Treasure. We're donating members a statement quarter monthly. The clowns. Okay, now it says your device is not connected. Okay, now it looks like you're coming back on. I think it's the signal in that laundromat. Has anybody else watched Ambitious Booty content? Umar Tariq are doing the same hustle. That's the thing. I couldn't believe that Tariq actually had the nerve to want to do the same hustle as Umar. You know?
This is what the building used to look like.
Yeah, your sound is still now your picture's not moving. Now no sound. Nothing's coming through. They keep trying to claim Tariq Nasheed is trying to help do something. Only thing he's trying to do is get his white supremacist family set for life. That's the only thing Tariq Nasheed is trying to do. Yeah. Now I don't see any. Okay, there we go.
All right, you see it?
All right, that's a little bit better. Yeah, your sound. Yeah, the pictures looks better than the sound.
This is what their building used to look like. Oh damn! This is what their building used to look like before they purchased it.
Shit, that alone started out bigger than what Tariq has.
Yep. The way we will build it, they wanted it to look like this. How Tariq Nasheed advertised what his building was supposed to be. This is some of the founders. Alquanr. John Wesley Dobbs. It says community leader in this building's name in his honor, August 1687. Some of these founders.
So everybody's saying he's the agent. It's good that people know this. But unfortunately, you're going to have a lot of people who don't see this. And you could take, people could take, you can do your a prime cuts on this one if you want to. Get the word out. Hell, you can even write the people who are in the church. Interview them for yourself.
This is the theater.
Somebody says sounds like a lot of jealousy because y'all could never get something like this done. But he didn't get nothing done. So that's a museum right there. Even though it's smaller, it's still one that you could say that's a certified museum.
Yeah.
Because not all museums are gigantic, but they got to have space to show some shit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said Connie's going to have them kids turn into coons. But with this being said, man, we've been on here for 3.5 hours. I try to put the thing on to see if any of his other bootlickers want to come on, you know, and give one last defense. But I guess not.
Do you hear the sound from the iPad?
Man, I'll be honest with you, I can hardly see the picture because the signal is not good.
Damn.
I'm sure they got Wi-Fi.
You still can't see it?
I can see it, but it's just it's pixelated. So it's like moving slowly. You know, like 10 frames a second or something.
I probably have to email this to you.
Yeah. So we had a
yeah, that's what we're gonna have to do.
Yeah, well, we definitely had a full house tonight. A lot more people heard, and a lot of Tariq's coons, and including himself, of course, heard what was going on. Cash DD and your weirdo booty scratching security guard at Big Lots department store. That's what Lewis Luck said, the cash guy. So with that, I thank everybody for coming. I guess now I'll go to a football game, but I think I just had to check this out because Tariq Nasheed blatantly lied, if not deceived, on not only the museum location and what he purchased, but he also lied and said that he owned it. But I don't know how that's possible when you got people still there doing business.
Yeah, so he lied about the purchase too.
Yeah, he had to. So the guy's a coon. And with that, I thank everybody for showing up. And I think we made the point on this guy. And peace out.
All right, peace, Alquanr. Till the next one.
All right.